You can't hear me, but here I am. What's going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Oh, it's been a crazy week. It's been a crazy week, man. I want the weekend to get here already. I want Sunday to get here already. I want to appreciate everybody coming in the chat. What's really annoying me right now is the Eagles. I really hope that the Philadelphia Eagles don't get screwed out of this first seed, man. I really hope they don't screw the Eagles over, because there are some rumors coming out right now, which I'll have a video on it tomorrow because I really want to go kind of in depth with it, about adding an 8th seed. There's a lot of rumors right now about adding an 8th seed. So obviously that Bengals-Bills game was it's a forfeit. It's pretty much, obviously the Chiefs are going to have the first seed in the AFC. From what it looks like now, there are rumors about adding another seed. Now, if there is another seed added, if there is an 8th seed, the Eagles are going to have to play the 8th seed. They're going to take away the bye week for both the Chiefs and the Eagles, which I think would be just so bad. I really hope that doesn't happen. There's a lot of different things going on. Like, I don't know what they're going to do. They need to figure this out, because if another travesty happens during a game like this, what are they going to do? I don't know. It doesn't sound great. I hope the Eagles won't get screwed over. As for the Giants, I care, but just to report it looks like from one of the beat writers that was at their practice today, it looked like that there was no starters with the first. There was a few major starters that weren't in for the first team. So I mean, look, the Giants probably got a big jump scare from all the stuff that happened on Monday night for the Bengals-Bills game, and prayers out to him as well, Damar Hamlin. And all the stuff that's been going on. He is getting better as of right now. But we're gonna find out, man. It's gonna be kind of crazy. It's gonna be kind of crazy. So I'm hoping it doesn't affect us in any way. Hurts looks like he's playing this week, so we'll see. Well, let's say hi to everybody in the chat. Appreciate you being here. So I'm going to make up for last week's stream. My internet just, I don't know what happened. Something happened with my internet last week. It did not hold up, and I checked, and it wasn't me. I found out actually it was for the it was actually for all of the Verizon was having issues, so that was the big problem as of right now. What's going on, George? We got Chris Scott. What's going on, Manny Vane? Gustavo Meza. What's going on, Trav? What's going on, guys? Phil says that tweet that Howard Eskin made at JG was crazy, man. You really think he believes his own words? I gave him 4 examples of why he was wrong. I don't get the love for JG. I don't even know what that is about or what happened. So I'm not really sure. Yo, Weapon X, what's going on, dude? What's going on, man? HTG, what's going on, bro? What's going on, Sydney? Chris says Shakes got itchy watching Flip Hunter and Tim Moss collaboration. He wanted to do a stream. No, I was already planning on doing a stream today at 9:00. I had it set up an hour ago. I was actually invited on to Thomas Mott and with Philly 500. They asked me like last second. They didn't know what was going on, so they asked me to come on the show. I had no time because I was doing other things. I had to eat and get food and do a few things around the house, so I didn't really have time to jump on. But I told them next time I'll jump on Thomas Mott's channel. Great channel. Him and Philly did a good job. I was in there pretty much the whole time. I had it on my computer while I was doing stuff around my house, listening to everything. So what's going on, George? Wayne says, when people were chirping about the Eagles having beat nobody, I didn't want to believe it. It's true. We exposed. No, we ain't exposed, bro. We ain't exposed. We got one loss with our starting quarterback this year, man. We ain't exposed. This is the first time in a long time that we actually started losing games because of our backup quarterback and obviously the coaching behind it. So I think it's more than that, man. I think it's more than that. It's definitely not us being exposed. It means that this isn't just the system, man. This is Jalen Hurts is the system. Jalen Hurts is the reason why this offense arrives on all cylinders, man. Chris said, I just heard the NFL's meeting Friday to discuss seeding in the AFC, not the NFC. Things should stay the same. I'm hoping it does, bro, because if everything starts to change now, if they add in another seed, another playoff team, it's going to suck. It's going to be really bad, which means the Eagles could lose their bye week. The Chiefs can lose. So the first seed teams could literally lose their bye weeks. That means the Eagles would have to face the 8th seed, and they would lose their bye week. And the Eagles wouldn't have Lane Johnson. They might not have Lane Johnson if they lose the bye week. They might not even have Maddox if they lose the bye week. So I don't know. It's a big turnaround. I hope it doesn't happen, though. I hope they just it shouldn't affect the NFC. I don't know why. With the AFC, just cancel the game, make it a tie, whatever the case may be, which I think they've just canceled it pretty much. So pretty much it's a tie for both teams, Bills and the Bengals, and just go on off to the last week. I don't know why they have to make so many changes. What's going on, Shane? Got Vitamin Z. What's going on, bro? Philly Vito says, AJ Brown says Jalen Hurts took the first team reps today, and that his ball was very sharp, but he's still knocking some of the rust off. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine, dude. I have no worry about Jalen Hurts in this game this Sunday. I don't. I think he did some ball security drills today, so he actually had light contact actually today, which is really good. You know, if he was going through light contact, I think that's a really good thing. So Bludgeon says, what up, Joey? Lions Den AK, what's going on, dude? Phil says, I tagged you in the JG post. All right, I'll check it out, dude. I'll check it out. I'm always on there. I'll check it out after I'm done. I might have missed it. I think I saw you tag me in something. I might have missed it. James, what up? What's going on, James? What's going on, Hertz VFX? What's going on, dude? Rebev says, what's up, Joey? These last 2 games have been heartbreaking. And they really have, man. I mean, look, I think the defense has played well the past couple games. The offense has just struggled. And obviously I think with the defense, the first half of that Saints game was horrible. The adjustments were just made too late. Defense played really good in the second half, gave the offense opportunity for 3 times. And just couldn't get it done, man. They just couldn't get it done. Just quick adjustments with this defense, man-to-man coverage. Stop with the soft zone coverage because it's not working. It's not working at all. Bird's Eye View says, Joey, do a call-in. Yeah, I've been thinking about it. I mean, I think once we get towards the offseason, we'll probably do those maybe. We might be doing Discord call-ins as well because we got the Discord up too. So if you haven't found me on Discord, definitely check it out. Larry says, I can't read my screen here. Going to be an intense game. It's Sunday. It's a playoff game for the Eagles Sunday. It's a playoff game. Troy said JG is going to cost us in the playoffs. I don't know, dude. Like, if he makes his adjustments a little bit earlier, I'm not really worried too much. But that first half, man, like they just were getting burnt freely, man. You're letting these tight ends, receivers, free release off the line. They're just running by our secondary and getting free catches, man. I don't get that type of philosophy because, then give shadow Slay. And I feel like they've kind of diverted from shadowing Slay on the best receiver. They've just been keeping Slay on one side. Let him, I feel like his mentality is not great. I feel like he's not into the game as much when he's just lined up on one side of the field. It annoys me. Kind of what they did the second week against Minnesota with Slay on Jefferson, man. Give him something to put his mind to in a game. Sam said, Joe, you think how he involved with playing Miles and playing less and giving Miles less than give him the ball less, maybe trying to get him re-signed cheap with less numbers. That's just stupid, man. Like you've gotten to the playoffs. I mean, you have a playoff spot, but why are you taking your 1,000-yard? Yeah. I mean, look, if they want to split the reps, I don't care. But when Miles Sanders only gets the ball 2 times in the first half of that Saints game, you give Kenneth Gainwell 2 reps. And then Boston Scott had 2? Not even that. I mean, it's a problem. Jalen Hurts has bailed you out of games when not running with Miles Sanders in the first half. He's bailed you out because Jalen Hurts has legs. He could run with the football in his hand. So when you don't run Miles, Jalen Hurts could bail you out. With Minshew in there, you're not standing there as a statue and you're barely running the ball at Miles Sanders. I mean, I don't know why Gainwell in the passing game is fine. And I don't think Gainwell's a bad back, but shouldn't be our primary guy. It's just I didn't want it to come to this position of facing the Giants the last game. That's what I didn't want to happen, and this is the situation we're in. Yo, Sonny, what's going on, dude? Philly said to protect Hurts, the coaches must stop using him as a running back, a QB sneak, or some situational runs are understandable. But for Christ's sakes, we have capable running backs. Use them. Yeah, I know. Like, look, if they're using QB sneak, whether it's QB sneak in the red zone or anything like that, I have no issue with it because we have been pretty much flawless. They were using Minshew pretty much in a Jalen Hurts system against the Saints, and it just didn't work out. I mean, there was maybe one time he ran with the ball in his hands when he was in the pocket. But other than that, I mean, you're not getting much out of Minshew. You start Minshew Sunday, you're losing. I don't care if it against the Giants backups, they're water boys, they're towel boys. I don't care who it's against. You're just not going to get it done. George said, JD said Hassan Reddick could have 25 sacks if we didn't drop him back and covered so much. Like, why are you doing that? Oh, yeah. Oh, that quote? Yeah, I remember that quote, man. Like, that's just crazy, dude. Like, we all knew this. We knew if Reddick didn't have double-digit sacks this year, okay, we knew if he didn't have double-digit sacks, we all knew that it would have been a failed season. Not for Reddick himself, but because how Jonathan Gannon is using him. So Reddick should have had 25. So I totally agree with that. He should have had 24, 25 sacks. Probably would have been his all-time high. What's going on, Dave? Joe Fast said we don't want to blow them out, sit everyone in the second half and let the Giants come back. We need to finish Tyrod Taylor as a runner. Fiver says, are they going to make first seed choose between bye or home field? That would blow. I don't know. I don't even know if that's going to change. I don't even know if that's going to change. That's a whole nother thing. Like, not only they could add in an 8th seed where the Eagles actually have to face the 8th seed and lose their bye week, but are the Eagles actually going to be home or on the road? Man, that's going to suck. It's going to be really bad. Maddox should be back by playoffs. We actually could get Maddox back. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is practicing very well, looks pretty healthy. There was video on him doing a lot of drills today, so it's looking really good. The problem is that he probably won't play this week. I don't have Chauncey Gardner-Johnson playing this week. I don't. So we're going to have to deal with Reed and Josiah Scott at the nickel spot, most likely. Yay, Josiah Scott, right? Sonny says, if we lose the bye, I'm going to be pissed. The Big Lebowski says, why wouldn't they just give this number 2 seed a bye then instead of no bye at all? I know. I get it. If they take away the bye, it's going to really suck. So what did these – I don't think that's going to happen. I'm hoping it doesn't. That would be really screwed up. Like, these teams are working their butts off to get that first seed, to get that extra week of rest, and now they can't get it because of this – travesty that happened on Monday night, which really shouldn't affect any of these teams besides the Bills and the Bengals. Other than that, it shouldn't really affect either side, especially the NFC. Had nothing to do with us. G says, what's word on CJG? That's it, man. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's fine. I just don't think he's playing this week. Let's see here. Bloodshot said, hey, Joey, you think the Eagles defense will break the all-time sack record? I think they need – how many do they need now? What do they need, like 7, 8 more sacks? What is it, like 73, 75? What's the record? So was it like 70 – I forgot what it is. What do they need, like 8? What do they need, like 8 more sacks maybe? That's really all they need? Her says, Shane Steichen can't make adjustments. Neither JG might cost us knockout. I don't know if Shane is weird because I just don't think he knows how to use Minshew, man. He's used – Hurts really well. That Chicago game really sucked because they just, I mean, look, I think somewhat it's Steichen's fault, but somewhat it's Hurts' fault for that Chicago game because Hurts just took the ball himself way too many times in that game. Way too many. They have to got to trust Miles Sanders. So we'll see. So he says, that's horrible league and thinking about take away the bye. We literally need that one more than ever now. Not right. Do something different. I don't like it. We got Coles. What's going on, man? It's just no bye week at 8th seed. Yeah, of course. Why don't you want the Eagles 100% healthy, bro? Because they're dangerous. That's why. Because everybody doesn't want Hurts to come back. Nobody wants Hurts to be 100% healthy and come back. And they don't want Lane Johnson to play. So that's understandable. That's understandable from a rival standpoint. That's what they want. And unfortunately, I don't think any of this is going to change. I think the Eagles will still have their bye. I think they're trying to I mean, I'd be shocked if they take away the bye. If they do, I'll be really pissed because the Eagles really need it really badly. Bird's Eye View said, if we win it all, would you trade Hurts for 2 firsts and sign Lamar? No. Number one, I'm not a big Lamar fan. I just never been. Number two, it really depends what Hurts does in the playoffs. If Hurts lands a goose egg and totally just blows it and looks horrible in the playoffs, I could maybe see it, but it's a long shot that they would even trade him. I don't know. It won't be for $50 million a year, but we'll just have to see, man. It really depends what he does in the playoffs. Everyone loves says, even if the Birds just run it 20 times a game, well, I want us to run the ball. I know, just so they at least run the ball. But I like to use Miles Sanders in red zone, short yardage, 3rd and short, something like that. You know, I think they have to now, especially with Hurts. And I don't know. He had light contact at practice, so I don't know how much his shoulder can sustain right now, but we'll see. Phil Milligan says, I'm ready for Dean over White. Dude, yeah, dude, like I talked about this the other day, and I think, unfortunately, right now, I think Dean's been weird. Like, I think Dean has been, there's times where he's good. I think beginning of the season he was really good. I think he dwindled down a little bit, but I don't think he's been, I think when it comes to coverage, I think both of our linebackers are horrible when it comes to coverage, but when it comes to, run support, I think White's really good at that. When it's short yardage coverage, it's not too bad, but he's been beat a lot. He's given up over 100 yards and pass coverage the past couple weeks. And Dean, I think if you just take away the names, on the back of their jerseys, I think Dean has been the best just by coming in and making plays. Like every time Dean comes in this defense, whether we're in a long lead, a big lead or whatnot, Dean comes in and makes plays. It's just, it's crazy, man. It's most likely a next year type of thing. He's just soaking it all in right now, and he doesn't mind that at all. But I think, he's going to have a big chip on his shoulder once he gets that starting job. But we'll see. Sonny says you can't just run the ball with these weapons. We should be passing. It should be a balanced attack, not favoring one over the other. Yeah, but when it comes to the playoffs and cold weather, man, you have to run the ball. You got to run the ball. You got to run the ball. You got to run the ball more than 2 times with Miles Sanders. It's just not enough. Chris said, guys, I honestly believe we run too many RPOs. Hurts loves to take the ball and run. It's in his nature. We need to protect him from himself. Yeah, I think that's another thing they definitely have to work on as well. But I whatever Hurts does on the field, I have 100%. I agree with what he does on the field 100%, whether it's RPO, read option, under center, shotgun, whatever the case may be, man. Like it teams are going to have to worry about his legs, and that's the whole thing. That's what opens up. It opens up so much. Even with Jack Driscoll being at right tackle, if that's where it's going to happen, if Lane Johnson doesn't come back, which I think he will, they're going to add in more tight ends to the mix. You know what I mean? They're going to add in double tight end sets with Dallas Goedert and Jack Stahl, or Calcaterra will get in there. Who knows? They're going to add more passing weapons for Jalen Hurts if that's the case. So, but obviously, if we win it all, would you trade Hurts for? No. If we win it all, no, of course not, dude. Why would you do that? You got rid of Nick Foles. You know what I mean? Like, you got rid of Nick Foles, and unfortunately, that was probably the big mistake the Eagles made. So, Sam said, I agree with you. 1,000-yard back is Kenton carries. I feel as if coaches and Howie have gotten too pass happy past few weeks, especially with Minshew, and even when we played the Bears with Hurts. Yeah, they did get a little pass happy in the Bears game. I hated the Bears game. I didn't like it at all. Not just because of the injury, but yeah, they passed way too much, not running the ball enough, man. That's the one thing I do worry about is getting way too pass happy. Run the damn football, get it done. The bodyguards are they really going to add an 8? I don't know. That's rumor right now. Apparently, the NFL is going to have a meeting on Friday. That's what's going on. Sonny says Bills and Bengals officially ruled out. No contest. Right. Feels that Jalen can be running this week unless he's going QB, out of bounds, and the outside defender comes in. Running back can't. No, he's got to be more cautious. Sliding in games, he's got to be more cautious and just slide a little early. That's what he's got to do in some of these games like this. So Sam said the running game is what makes the team better. Both offense and defense control the clock and get off the field. The defense is how you win playoff for real. No, I get it, but I think sometimes the defense puts too much pressure on the offense. Like I don't know why he does this with the soft zone coverage. It just never works. It never works because every time we do soft zone coverage, we never have pressure. There's never any pressure on those plays. And even when we play man-to-man, give Slay a duty, give him a job to do, shadow the best receiver, which I think in the second half, they had more Slay, I think, on Olave, in that game. And that's the only way it's going to work, man. It's the only way it's going to work. WebNX says, I'm tired of defending Gannon. He has to go. I think he'll be gone, man. I think both coordinators are going to be gone. I heard says, so what does no contest mean? It just I guess it's a tie. I guess it just means it's a tie and they just move on from it. Philly Vio says, what is the more important to you this upcoming offseason, the draft or free agency? Well, I think the draft will help what we're going to do. I mean, the free agency is really going to help us out what we do in the draft. Our first round pick right now is at 10, I think. I think we're at 10, depending if the Saints beat their opponent the last week. I think they faced the Cardinals the last game of the season, so this pick is still top 10 regardless. It would help if they lose, that pick can go down within top 10 even more. I think you have to look at your defense first. Besides the Jalen Hurts re-signing him, I think you have to look at your defense. You have to extend Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Hargrave, there's been rumors about Hargrave getting an extension. I think Bradbury is probably going to walk. The Eagles are going to have to add a couple more bodies at cornerback. They're going to have to because you're not going to go in free agency for a cornerback, okay? I think you're going to have to make a change here because at the end of the day, Maddox is not trusted to stay healthy. He's already out 2 times this year and could be out a 3rd time. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, is he going to be healthy? Is he going to be able to last in one playoff game? We'll find out. But it's going to be interesting. I think they have to look at the defensive line too, because, I think they have to get rid of Derek Barnett. He's got 1 more year left on his deal, but they lose no money out of it. They just have to get rid of him. Graham is gone after this year or retired. Fletcher Cox is probably gone unless they bring him back for a 1-year deal. They could do that. I could definitely see Fletcher Cox resigning for like a 1-year deal or something really short, just to get that veteran presence in there. Have Jordan Davis still be the number 3 going into next year if they want to do that, just for more depth at defensive line. I think they need to draft either cornerback and probably edge rusher, most likely. I think they need to draft an edge rusher next year. There's no doubt. So we'll see. Sonny says, how do you go on as road as a 1 seed? That literally makes no damn sense. Where are we going to visit? The 4th seed on some BS makes no sense whatsoever. Dude, I'm really hoping not. We got a membership chat from Sydney family member for 8 months of the Shake Squad Soldier tier. Thank you so much, man. He says, nothing like some adversity to prime you. It's crazy, man. This is the first time the Philadelphia Eagles have been through adversity, and this is because we don't have our starting quarterback, man. That's how much of a difference, that's just the difference. Chris says, Shakes, why do I have a star next to my name? Is I'm about to puke. Yeah, no, I got rid of my old logo was in the membership things. So I got rid of it. And those are the YouTube ones. So I actually had to change it. Those were the YouTube ones. Uno says, I think not having CJ had that chest piece really exposed our defense in the middle of the field. Having him back will be the spark we need, especially with the way the D-line has been playing. No, I mean, you're missing your ball hawk and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson because, I mean, as much as Reed Blankenship has made a step up, it's nice that he's actually done something good at run support, and his coverage isn't as great, but I got to see when Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is back there, man, I got to say, that's the first guy other than the Hurts signing. Re-sign Jalen Hurts, they have to re-sign. The first extension you should be giving out is Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. There's no doubt. Logan says, hey, Joe, I want the Eagles to destroy the Giants, then win 2 playoff games and a Super Bowl. I want another Super Bowl ring. Dude, I get it, man. I get it. We're taking this one game at a time, dude. Like, number 1 is getting these guys healthy. Number 2, like, what does Hurts look like this Sunday if he does play? They have to get that win. I don't care how they win. They just got to get it, you know? Lisa, what up, Shakes? What up? What's the odds we sign Brian Flores as defensive coordinator next year? Gann probably leaving. How would you feel about it? I would be great about it. I would have no problem. Brian Flores, because it looks like Vic Fangio might be Sean Payton's first defensive coordinator. If Sean Payton is rumored to be the new head coach for the Denver Broncos, it looks like as of right now, Vic Fangio could be gone. So Brian Flores, I'd have no problem with him. Even Todd Bowles, I've had no problem with him either. Todd Bowles, he's a crappy head coach, but I think as a pure defensive coordinator, I think Todd Bowles, I think one of those two would be fantastic. Near John for Life said, good luck this week. I don't really know if we were resting stars. It's not good luck. The only thing I've seen today was there was a beat writer that put out a tweet today that said, not great news for the Giants with starters on the field at practice. So it looks like they may have rested some guys, or some guys may have not been playing first team offense and defense. So that's what I heard. There's nothing official yet. I mean, good luck to the Giants. Good luck to us. I don't even know if we have our starting quarterback playing this week. It's always going in that direction, but who knows what the decision is. I feel like Jalen Hurts is going to start this week, but we'll see. Dave said, what's up, Joey? Sorry I'm late. No, you're good, man. Sam said, Chicago game on coaches. They called the plays that gave Hurts an option to run. Instead, called design runs to make and running back. Chicago game, we threw deep early downs instead of not. Yeah, they took some long. They threw deep on second and short, man. I mean, they were taking deep shots on certain downs I didn't feel comfortable with. It was just really bad. Let's see. Mark Perez says, I think Eagles are the only team that will be the first seed and be able to advance and win the Super Bowl twice coming out first seed. And will be the first seed and be able to advance and win the Super Bowl twice coming out first seed. I could probably see that. So he said there is no universe where the Eagles lose the Giants and the Cowboys win the NFC East. Refuse to believe it exists. Dude, because that's all they care about right now. Like, I'm seeing Cowboy content creators just make videos about the damn Eagles every single day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, yeah, it's going to be embarrassing if the Eagles lose this game Sunday. It'll be the biggest choke job for first seed. It will be a choke job. But it's not going to be a choke job on Jalen Hurts. It's going to be a choke job if they start Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew loses us the NFC East. Gardner Minshew loses and the coaching staff. I'm not taking them out of it because it's their fault to not get Gardner Minshew prepared. I mean, he had 3 days of practice against the Cowboys. He had 3 days of practice before facing the Cowboys and looked how good. And he looked pretty good besides cleaning up those 4 turnovers, giving the Cowboys 20 points in turnovers. I mean, which Hurts would have not done. That's number one. Okay. And then going into the Saints game, and he just looked like the whole team. I mean, really, it was the whole team. The first half, the offense, the whole entire game was a complete train wreck. It was a train wreck, man. Hurts had more practice. I mean, Minshew had more practice. They had a full week of practice with the guys, and still just. And I think the coaching aspect of it, I felt like this is what I thought happened last week, dude. I thought they actually prepared. Hurts all week, and then they changed it to Minshew or something. I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's how I feel because the way Minshew was playing in this game, it just read option. Like, he's not that type of quarterback, man. Play action, like that's where his strong suit is. Protection wasn't good. Like, the first half was a travesty for both offense and defense. The second half looked a lot better, obviously, for both sides, but the defense did as much as they possibly could to put the offense in good position. Doug said, do you think Gann will play more man-on-man Slayer zone coverage come play? They need to play man-to-man. They need to do it, man. They got to do it. As much as you don't like Josiah Scott at the nickel and they're going to put their best receiver inside, I feel like the Eagles get more pressure this way. And the linebackers really have to help that middle of the field and keep somebody there and at least take that whatever receiver is lined up on Josiah Scott, they got to take that away. At least try to take it away because it just makes it that easy, George Lewis says they like to start games on defense, but often give up points. That first drive, I prefer they take the ball first. They don't plan to run it. Tyler Gray said D needs the offense so good and is quick. Dude is going to be a stud. I know, dude. He's smart, man. Really smart. Phil says, do what D gives you. We are averaging 4 yards a carry. Run the ball. I know. Well, Miles Sanders was averaging 5.1 in that whole entire game. 5.1, you run him 2 times in the first half. Brox, I like how Dean has been showing more when he comes in. Great football IQ. Oh, yeah, 100%. Tyler said 72. We have 68 sacks. Need 4 the tie, 5 to break. Damn. They could get that. They could actually get that Sunday. They could break the record in sacks. Nina, what's going on, Nina? Hope you're having a good day. Chris says Bills Bengals cancel. AFC Championship game will be played on a neutral site. God. Taco says near judgment life. That's what I'm saying. I just hope so. See here. Lamar's a free agent. So they haven't paid him yet. Philly by day, what's going on, dude? He says run 12 personnel like Doug used to, 2 tight ends and keep Hurts in the pocket. Yeah, I think especially since Jack Driscoll's at right tackle, if he's there, I think you should make 12. Like I said this to everybody. I said you got to do double tight end sets, dude. Give Hurts more options out there to throw the ball. I think it's going to work perfectly, man. I think it's going to be great. We got 203 in the chat right now. I appreciate everybody coming in. My internet is holding up, which is great. So if you guys haven't subscribe to the channel. Like the stream if you guys have it. Check the pinned comment for memberships. I got some behind exclusive videos on my PC build-up. This whole setup is going to be thrown out, gone. Brand new setup coming, all new equipment. Going to do a little bit of an upgrade with the content come next year probably. But we'll have it set up by hopefully the end of this month. We'll have everything up and running. So check on all those videos. Become a member. It's as much as $2 a month, just for this the first tier. That's all, and it's all there. Appreciate it so much, guys. Appreciate it so much. Mud says soft zone has been working all year. One of the top defenses. It's been working. Well, we need to look at tape to see how well it's worked all year. That depends on if this defensive line actually got pressured on those plays too. That really all depends. But Francis, I could see Robert Quinn getting some snaps. So yeah, I don't think Robert Quinn's going to be back until Robert Quinn is already eligible to play. He's already been practicing. So I'm hoping we see a playoff, different type of Robert Quinn in the playoffs. That's what I'm hoping. A 4th-round pick, man, has done nothing, hurt his knee, which I thought he was a healthy scratch. That's what I thought it was. But yeah, it's been that kind of crazy. The reps, I feel like this is a go all in half of the team is going to free agency. Who do you think we are resigning? Do you think Kelsey is coming back? Kelsey, I don't know. Cam Jurgens is going to be a good friggin' player. He's going to be a fantastic player. That's our center of the future, man. They've been using Cam Jurgens as an extra receiver, an extra lineman. They've been using him in red zone a lot in different ways. Cam Jurgens is very athletic, dude. Cam Jurgens is going to be a Pro Bowl center, man. It's going to happen. Don't know if Kelsey's retiring. I don't. My thought about it is I don't think so. But at the same time, I don't want to sit Cam Jurgens another year. It's just going to be a wasted year. It's a 2nd-round pick, man, that really should be on the field playing. Or if you feel like they need an upgrade at a position, you want to cross-train Cam Jurgens until he goes back to center. This offseason, make sure he's playing center and make sure he's cross-training at another position that you might want him to be at for next season, or whenever, really. I think that's what they have to do with him. Cage Wise says, as an Eagles fan, I can't believe we got all the hype to trade that brought us that 1 sack guy. She's embarrassing. Oh, the Eagles lead the whole league in sacks, man. I mean, it is what it is. They're still doing good without him. If everybody can come back to New York, we could use him. Yeah, and Josh Sweat will be back too by the playoffs. I'm not even worried about that. Josh Sweat will be back too. Xavier says, I really like Christian Gonzalez, Cam Smith, and Joey Porter Jr. at cornerback in the draft. George said, have Slay handpick a cornerback like Kelsey did. That'd probably be a good decision. Chris says, we need to draft Kelly Ringo. He'll take over Slay in 2 years. I absolutely signed Bradbury. So you want to re-sign Chauncey Gardner-Johnson and Bradbury. Okay. Do you think they'll re-sign Hargrave? Hargrave, I think they have to sign. Hargrave, I think, is a must over Bradbury just because you're losing Cox and Hargrave and Graham. 3. And Barnett, he doesn't even count because he's probably going to be gone too. So potentially you can lose 4 defensive linemen in 1 year this offseason. That's going to be interesting. Greedy said, "What's up, Shakes? What up? What's the odds we sign Brian Flores defensive coordinator next year again? Probably, yeah. I already answered this, but I think there's a big possibility. As an Eagles fan, can't we trust Kelsey? Does he even know when to snap the ball?" Dave said, "Joey, what's up, brother? Just got making a son's birthday cupcakes, brown bears and polar bears. Call me Chef Boyard Dave. Wow, tell me, oh, happy birthday to your son, by the way, man. Happy birthday to your son." Sandman Flyos Fly says, "Man, I'm tired of Dan Sileo shit." Dude, he's doing it for clicks, man. That's all he is. I'm telling you, dude, he does this on purpose to rile up the Eagles fan. That's all he does, man. That's all it is. He's just trying to get more. I would never go on his show. Like, respect to the guys that work with him that are Eagles content creators. Like, I will never work with that guy. I could never work with that guy. I don't care if going on that show, I wouldn't. I don't give a shit. Would never do it. However, says Bowles is one word coach in the league. Brady makes him look decent. Let's see here. Yo, Bryce, what's going on, dude? East Cam for life. What's going on? Derek says, let's be honest. Knowing the Eagles, they're not putting CJ in the slot. Well, no, I don't. Well, I think if Max isn't available, just say he's not available. I think they could put him. I think they could put him in the nickel spot if Max isn't playing. But by play, I don't think Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's playing this week. I think we're going to see Chauncey Gardner in the playoffs. So I think as of right now, I think Chauncey will be at his spot at safety. Max will be back by playoff time. They need that first round bye, though. That's the thing. If the Eagles don't get that first round bye and they lose Sunday, that means that Chauncey is going to be playing in the nickel spot, most likely. I mean, that's what I'm kind of getting out of it right now. We got Sydney family with the super chat. Thank you so much. Sydney says Eagles have too much treasure to hold in the boot. That is true. Way too much, man. We're very lucky right now because we have time. The Eagles can create more time after the win on Sunday. They need to win this Sunday in Philadelphia against the Giants. They have got to get something going this Sunday. I don't care what the Eagles did against the Giants the first time they played. It don't matter to me because this is a new week. This is a different week for both teams. Two teams are making big decisions with their rosters this week. I think that's really important. So John says, you still think Hurts is playing? It's trending in that direction. Like 90% of me thinks he's playing. But who knows? It might be a bait and switch. We might all think that Jalen Hurts is going to play, and then they put in Minshew, but I don't think so. I think he will play. I do. I think he will play. Rugg says that would be a mistake. CJ got to play. This week, I don't know, man. It's not. I don't know. He could. He looked. I mean, from what Slay said, he looked real smooth out there. So could happen. Cole says, I think all these guys coming back healthy and the Giants resting their dudes is the reason why they didn't rush Hurts back to play versus Saints. I mean, that could be the reason why. I mean, the Eagles said it's just weird because last week against the Saints, after the post-game loss against the Saints, Sirianni's like, he was close to playing. And then all of a sudden this week, he's like, he's day-to-day. Like enough of the dancing, like just enough of making us dance. Like just give us a damn answer. You know what I mean? Like just give us an answer, man. It's not going to hurt. I got it. I think I took care of it. I got it. I saw it immediately and I took care of it. Mike says the Bengals-Vikings game is officially canceled and won't happen at all. Yeah, it's not going to happen. It's done. This way, they should just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Just leave the entire game alone and just move on with your normal week. Why are they going to start making changes? I hope not. They're having a big meeting this week on Friday. I'm hoping to God they don't add in an 8th seed because it's going to screw over the first seed teams. That's going to be if I'm Sirianni, I'm going to be pissed. Any team that's going to be like, oh, so what's the point of having first seed this year if you're not going to get an extra bye? You're going to get you can't get a bye week. That's going to really suck, dude. It's not going to be good. I ain't going to be happy about it. Not going to be happy about it. Philly video says Giants fans giving Cowboys fans a run for their money when it comes to being the most delusional fan base in the entire league. Yeah, I totally agree with that, man. I totally agree. Jay says, fix the run defense. Tired of giving up 100 yards to teams. Man, defense is needed. I don't think they've played horrible. I think we've been a lot better against the run. There have been a couple runs where they've been questioning. Like I said, the first half was horrible, but I thought they made some good stops. The offense got to put points on the board, bro. I mean, simple as that. The offense got to put points on the board. If it's 3 and out, punt, and the defense is defense is going to be on the field way too long. The defense gets way too many reps during this game, and that's what happens, man. They're going to give up plays because they're on the field way too much. Lions Den AK says NFC champs, first round bye, and home field advantage. Here we come. Dude, I'm ready to go. John says, you good, Mike? I still knew what you meant. Cole says Zach Taylor was a class act Monday night. Props to him and the Bengals for how they handled that situation. No, they really did, man. I gotta say, for both teams, they handled it correctly. And you know what? And they gave respect to the players. The players went to the hospital. I mean, it was, the players took control of the situation. You know what I mean? Which is different because most of the time, even like you look back at Ryan Shazier's injury when he was paralyzed, they never suspended that game. I mean, I think it was different times when it comes to the whole world as a whole, but they never canceled a game like that. The players took control of this game. They went back to the locker room, they gave it a shot, they got their minds together, they really tried, and they just couldn't get it done. You know what I mean? I mean, it's hard to, it's a difference when a guy is on a cart and he's sitting up and he has a torn ACL. Even though injuries do suck, but when there's a guy who has to be resuscitated on the field for 10 minutes, like it sucks. It's not good, man. That's life and death, man. It takes your mind off of the game. I didn't even care about football for like 2 days after that happened. I really didn't care too much. I was really I was not worried about that guy in the hospital. I was worried about, just how bad we had to look at the situation and say, man, like if this was one of our players or someone else. I mean, I wouldn't care if it was a Giants player, a Cowboys player. I wouldn't care what type of player it was from what team, man. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see that crap. 23, 24 years old, and that's what he has to deal with. Like, it's crazy. Ryan says Jalen Hurts is deserving of the contract extension MVP award. Yeah, I mean, he's not going to get MVP. I mean, it's probably not going to. Mahomes is going to get MVP most likely. It's going to happen. He'll get the MVP as much as Hurts deserves it more, just because I mean, look what happened the last couple of weeks with Minshew being the quarterback. Obviously, there's coaching aspect into it, but yeah, Hurts is the system, bro. For instance, might as well rest if they ain't going to be a bye. Home field is cool. Yeah, we'll find out this week. But I hardly doubt they'll take away the bye. If they do, oh man, like football's screwed, man, for the future. Like, you don't know what rules they're going to make up for what things happen. And look, whatever happened Monday night was horrible. Okay, but you got to make it fair for other teams. You can't just take one game because something happens as how bad it was and affect. I mean, it's not even our conference. You know what I mean? Like, why should it change for us? It just makes no sense. Jonathan, do you think we should trade for Tyler Huntley for the backup role? No, probably not. Chris says we should play around 70% man, 30% zone. We have two cornerbacks who play great. Yes. Shadow Slay on the best receiver. Stop just keeping him on one side. I feel like not Slay that he takes plays off because he's been off the past several weeks. It's just like when you don't give him an opportunity to like prove himself, it's like he takes plays off. Not on purpose, but when you have him lined up on one side of the field the whole game, he just means to give up like stupid yardage to like receivers that he should be able to cover. It just kind of confused me a little bit. As Tori said, as much as I hate Dallas, we got to remember our rivalry with the Giants is absolutely historic. No, I agree with it. I agree. Barron says if we're at one and done in the playoffs, God forbid, do you think Howie waits to extend Hurts? I don't know. Depends how bad Hurts plays. Just depends. I think it really depends on how bad he plays. If it's all on the defense and Hurts is like putting up crazy yardage, different story. But if Hurts just lays a goose egg and just totally rips that game apart, and totally fails, could be different. JB says, hello, Joey. How's the night going? Just gone late. What's going on, JP? Doing good, man. Taylor said, if the Eagles win this week, they got everyone back but Maddox at divisional, in which I hear he could possibly come back yet. They're going all the way if they want to win this week. I totally agree. They're going all the way this week because you'll have a 100% healthy team. Lane Johnson is going to be the only player in that divisional game, which is it's either he's going to last the whole game or he's not. I don't know how he's going to play with an abdominal injury like that. I don't know how he's going to do it. He's played on 2 ankle injuries in 2 years the same way, but this is abdominal and your abdominal muscles are constantly moving. You have muscles that are constantly moving when you're getting hit by a defensive end, strength per strength. Lane Johnson is going to have to fight through it, or, Lane Johnson is going to have to, I don't know if Lane Johnson is going to have to get a shot of something or some type of thing to numb it, because there's no way he's going to be able to play like that the whole game. I don't see him playing like that the whole game. So, you got, if you make it to the last game of the season, obviously, like, you got 3 games to play, man. And if he can last those 3 games, it'd be huge. Dave said 235 in here and only 68 likes. To hit the like button. I appreciate it so much. Hit the like button if you guys have it, guys. Definitely. Gotta get those likes up, guys. I get Pride for Life, so y'all not getting that buy. We'll see what happens. I don't know why everyone thinks we could lose against the Giants. Like, do people understand that we had Minshew playing in these games for I swear to God, like, it's really sad that nobody wants this team healthy, because they're afraid. They're afraid of what this team is going to do. Like, I can see the fear in everybody's eyes. They're praying and they're trolling so bad. They want this team to fail so bad and not be healthy and not have Jalen Hurts. They're hoping to God that's the case, man. And usually the people are saying this are Cowboy fans, so I'm not really surprised, because, they have to worry about facing Tom Brady, which they have never beat. So don't overlook the Eagles. Don't overlook this team, because after this week, Cowboys got to worry about their matchup with Tom Brady that they really have to focus on and not choke it out. So that's what they have to worry about. B. Lewis says, I guess you can't get the MVP without a State Farm commercial. Yeah, I guess that's right. I guess that's right. RG said, I like Maddox, but he's worried me. I keep thinking he is going to get permanently hurt. I know, man. He's like glass, man. You touch him, he's broken. That's pretty much how it goes. Ryan says, I'm getting a lot tired of Chris Sims hating Hurts, but it is what drives Jalen Hurts. Yeah, I don't like, people are like, Jalen Hurts is going to have a lot of pressure on him. I'm like, dude, using Hurts and pressure in the same sentence makes no sense. You should never put Jalen Hurts and pressure in the same sentence. This guy was winning every single week besides one loss. And you're talking about pressure? Like, Hurts does not care or get rattled by pressure. Everyone's acting like this team doesn't have a playoff. Like, this team doesn't have a spot in the playoffs already. And you're gonna have your best player on your team back, which is Jalen Hurts. Like, I still don't get it. Cody says the only way we win this game is a self implosion like last week. If we are that good, we need to figure it out. Yeah. Don't get pass happy. Run the football. Play man-to-man on defense and get after it. That's all I ask. Use Miles Sanders more. That's all I'm asking. Barons, if I go through a playoff game and Miles Sanders has barely any attempts in the first half, it's going to be a problem. Barons, I really hope Robert Quinn can start to show up this week. I'm hoping so too, man. Cole says, real men dip Grizzly. Dude, I would love to get Grizzly up north, but it sucks up north. I like getting Grizzly down in South Carolina. That's where I like to get it. I can't get it up here because it's not good up here. It's dry. It's not great. Jay said, what are your thoughts on the NFL possibly taking away the number 1 seed? It's going to suck. It's going to really suck. That's going to – I'm going to be pissed off, dude. I'm going to be really pissed off. That should piss everybody off, because they're just changing the rules like that because of, like, that game with what happened in that friggin' game Monday night should not affect the NFC at all. Shouldn't affect it. Right? I got to be right. Chris said, Shakes, when Slay is locked up, Shut down almost every top receiver in the NFL. He completely shut down. Yeah, no, I mean, because when you just line up Slay on the same side of the field and you're not shadowing him, it's like not saying, like I said, he doesn't take plays off he doesn't take these plays off on purpose. It's just like got to give him something to be motivated. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like he's just got to shadow the number one guy. And when they don't, he gives up these easy yardage. I can't stand it. Tony said they just want to see us fall, but we ain't losing this Sunday. Cameron says Dallas won't beat Brady. I don't know if they're going to beat him. I really don't. Overlooking, bro. Sydney says Quinn may surprise in finals, to be honest, and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson returning. Carl says Eagles will make the playoff run. Barron says the Josh Sweat and Son Reddick duo has been so good. It really has, man. Really has. Josh Sweat, 11 sacks. Hassan Reddick, 16 for the season. Could have had more than that. Yeah, man, they're figuring how to use these guys so well. Josh Sweat has become a better player. I mean, this is a guy back at Florida State that literally messed up his knee. It should have been a late first-round pick. Josh Sweat should have been a first-round pick. What did we get him in the third or the fourth round? I forgot when we drafted him. But he's gotten better every single year, man. He's gotten so much better. When you put more weapons on a defensive line, man, what help does he get, man? How much they don't want to have the bye because we would probably have everyone back healthy. All right, Mizzle, what's going on, dude? He says, Joey, my guy, I want Cox to have 3 sacks on. Whoa, chill out. Pause. Cox to have 3 sacks on Sunday, so we have 5 players with 10+ sacks. That'd be great. So they need what, 4 to break the record? They need what, 4? I mean, they should get that. They're averaging six sacks a game. They're averaging 6 or over. 6, I think. Load the box on Saquon. If Saquon's playing, dude. What's going on, BLSG? I love the new logo, by the way. It looks very upgraded, very nice. If you guys haven't subscribed to BLSG either, subscribe to his channel. He's an Eagles content creator, covers the Eagles, and he covers the Sixers and Phillies as well. So definitely check out his stuff. Phillies, if Devontae Smith gets 71 scrimmage yards, the Eagles will have the first trio of teammates NFL history age 25 or younger to each have at least 1,200 scrimmage yards on the same season. Wow, that's amazing. 71, that should be easy to get. Aiden said we are going to be playing versus Mike Glenn, and I say Stars play 2 quarters when it's the blowout, and they are So what? So is Mike Glenn there? I thought Mike Glenn is their number 3. I thought what's his face was their backup. Tyrod Taylor. John said, do you think Steichen doesn't believe in Miles because there's no reason why you don't? Dude, I don't get how there's games where they don't run with him in the first half. I don't get it. I don't know why. 12 carries for 60-something yards against the Saints. He should have had way more than that, at least 18 to 22 carries. I mean, it just wasn't enough. Just wasn't enough. He had 60-something yards on 12 carries. Like, literally 12. I mean, and you're still, and with an immobile quarterback in Gardner Minshew, and you still don't run the ball enough. Kenneth Gainwell gets the ball 2 times. One that was taken back for a touchdown, which didn't count on that stupid penalty on Dickerson that made no sense. Ridiculous. Fred said it's the social media effect. Those Cowboys just troll on chats to feel like they're part of the team. I get it, dude. JB says, since he just clinched AFC North, but won't have the benefit of being the champs, reported by Ian just now. Shit. Cody says, not running Miles is like using an axe instead of a chainsaw to cut down a tree. Use your best players. I mean, that's pretty much a great analogy right there. I love that. Fred said, if they change the AFC playoffs, they'll probably change the NFC. But why? What did the NFC do? Because here's why they're doing it. If they change the AFC, they have to change the NFC to punish the NFC as well because of it. They have to make it fair on both sides. So the AFC, if they lose their bye week and add in another seed, they have to do it obviously to the NFC. But at least if you're going to add in an 8 seed, don't lose your bye week. I mean, don't lose the bye week. That's just stupid. That's just really bad. Healthy Lifestyle said, "Where are the source for the alleged report of them possibly taking the bye?" There's been reports coming out. It's not by official people, but there's apparently a big meeting by the NFL on Friday to see what they're doing about this. There have been stupid articles coming out. There's nothing official on it that they might add an 8th seed and then literally punish both first seed teams in both conferences, the Chiefs and the Eagles, taking away their byes. That's what I heard. Cody says, "Hey, Sweat was a 5-star recruit from hurting his knee in high school. His talent is showing now." Oh, 100%, dude. It's definitely showing. JB says, "They're calling it the Buffalo Bengals game a no contest." Yeah, I did read that. Glennon is signed to Miami. Yeah, I thought Glennon. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I thought Tyrod Taylor was the backup. BLG said, "If you weren't ahead of the YouTube channel name, East Coast Grind, he made this new over." Oh, dude, he did a good job. He did a really good job. B. Lewis says, "If KC wins Sunday, the Buffalo game wouldn't have mattered anyway, would it?" Jonas, what's going on, dude? He says, "Hey, Joey, what's good, bro? I know it's early in the year's draft. Who do you want?" I don't know, man. It just depends on. I mean, I really want one of those defensive ends. That's what I really want. But it really depends if they get rid of Bradbury. If they keep Bradbury, it's going to change. If they don't, it's going to be a different story. So depends if they get rid of Bradbury. It's going to really change my whole thing on what they do in that first round with that pick that's at 10 or whatever it is right now. Ron says, "What's good, Joe? I'm feeling really good about locking up this division, our number 1 seed this Sunday. Hope you're doing well, man. I'm happy you're streaming Flagos 5. I appreciate it so much, Ron. Yeah, I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling comfortable. Like, everyone's so worried about this team. Like, AJ Brown said it perfect in the locker room. Like, Hurts took command of the offense today with the first team. He took command. He was yelling at guys to get in the huddle. He was on command with these guys. Hurts is going to elevate this team. It's going to elevate this team. Everybody's so worried about what they're doing that they're going to look rusty. And, like, there might be a little bit of rust. You know, Jalen Hurts didn't play for 2 weeks, but I don't think it's going to last that long. And they're literally facing the Giants this week. Facing the Giants. I mean, look, if Hurts really looks beyond bad in this game, which I highly, highly doubt, then we can start worrying, but I'm not really worried about it. No, it says, "Get Nick Foles out of Colt country." Yes, Tyrod Taylor's a Giants backup, 100%. Tony says, "Who would take the 8th seed in the NFC? Seattle?" I think it is Seattle. Yeah, I think they're runner-up. I think it's who is it? Seattle and I forgot. I have to look, but I forgot. Julian says, "I still cannot believe we had 99.2 chance of first seed. Now it's up for grab." I know. Hurts being out made the difference, man. It sucked. It really sucked. That Cowboys game, they had a big chance and they just blew it. So, oh yeah, Tyrod, he's not bad. Barron says, "Outside of Hurts, who do you think is Howie's number 1 priority to sign?" Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. 100%. Chauncey and Hargrave. I don't think they signed Bradbury. I don't think they signed Miles Sanders back. I really don't. I think they signed Hargrave. I think Fletcher signs a 1-year deal, like a cheap 1-year deal, maybe. I think Graham is gone unless he wants to come back on a really cheap contract, which I don't think, he can get paid a lot of money next year. Graham can get paid a lot of money from another team because he had double-digit sacks this year. You know what I mean? Like, I think Chauncey is like the number 1 because Reed Blankenship, I want to see what he does a whole nother offseason with the Eagles. I want to see how much better if he can knock off Epps. I think Epps is going to walk. I don't think he's going to beat Reed out of his spot. I think Reed is going to take over his spot. I think Chauncey's going to get re-signed to a big deal. I think that's what's going to happen. Honestly, if they do skip the bye, do we still sit our players say F home field? No, if they don't skip the bye, potentially this could be a road game. Like, that's how screwed up it is right now. That's how bad it is. Jay says, "Schefter tweeted about 10 minutes ago and confirmed that the NFL never considered an 8th seed." All right, well, dude, at least it's out. At least it's out right now. There was just rumors about it all day today. Like, I gotta look at the rumors. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but it wouldn't surprise me if they did. You know what I mean? It wouldn't surprise me. Karen says, "I want Cam Smith or Brian Branch." BLSG says, "Run the ball with Miles Sanders and stop trying to play Garner Minshew the way we played Jalen Hurts." 100% correct. I don't know what the hell they did with Minshew this whole entire week. I don't know what they did with him during that Saints week. I really don't know. It looked like he did not practice all week. The chemistry looked horrible. It looked bad. Like the chemistry was just bad. Fred says home field would be the only goal without bye, but it would be worth it. JB says, would it be worth winning the last game now? I mean, if we lose, what exactly would the Eagles lose? Yeah, home field. This is getting weird and confusing. No, it's not weird and confusing. If the Eagles lose Sunday, they don't win the East, they don't win first seed, they have to play a playoff game the week after. No bye week, which means Maddox probably won't be back, which means Lane Johnson probably won't be playing. Most likely, the Eagles will have to win with Jalen Hurts back, obviously, but really this team needs that week because they need a break. They need mental preparation. They need to like get into that playoff mode. Getting home field advantage and being on the road are two different things. You want the playoffs to go through Philadelphia. That's what you want. You do not want this getting further than you don't want to lose this game Sunday. You don't, because then there's going to be like a 3-way tie for first seed. Forget it. You know what I mean? I don't know if the Eagles can win on the road. I don't know if they can. I think the Eagles need to be home. I think they do. Grind said, Joey, I saw that only penalized the AFC. Look at NFL football's reach. Yeah, dude, I don't. But dude, how are? Yeah, but at the same time, man, how are they only punishing the AFC for it? I mean, look, I'm fine with that because they shouldn't touch the NFC regardless of what happened. Cody said, with how Darius is playing, do you feel we trade him in the off? No, he's got one more year on his deal, so he plays with us next year, but that's it. Depends with the Eagles. So he's 32 years old right now, still playing. Look, he could play for a couple more years. Like, we'll see. OG said 1 DB, 2 linebackers, 1 tall receiver, and fast power running back. All right, so Lions are net. Oh, yeah, Lions are going to, if they had an 8th, yeah, I mean, if that was the case, damn, Lions have been playing tough. Fred says, Hurts is the system. BLSG says the Giants have nothing else to play for, so they should rest their starters. The only reason they play their starters is just to be douchebags and try to bring the Eagles down to the 5th seed. They have nothing to play for, and that's fine. If you want to play your guys and someone gets hurt, totally fine. If the Giants want to play their guys and someone gets injured, that's on them. That's on that stupid head coach for doing that. This team could beat the Giants with or without starters. I do not care. All I've been doing all week is reporting what they're doing because fans want to know, are the Giants doing that or not? I could care less. But the number one thing that's got to happen this Sunday, Jalen Hurts has to play this game. He's got to. I hope it's not a bait and switch type of moment, guys, where it's like they're teasing us. Hurts is practicing all day. Hurts is doing ball security drills. Hurts has light contact. Hurts is with the first team offense. Hurts had a light practice with the first team offense. And all of a sudden, Saturday, it's like Minshew starting. And then I'm going to be pissed off. And then this team's not going to win. I mean, that is what it is. I blame the coaching staff for these stupid design runs he had against the Bears. I really blame them for all of that. Not on Hurts. Some of it maybe, but when you have design runs where Hurts is forced to run on a play, he's going to do it. Ridiculous. Michael says, I think the game should end and both teams decide not to play. Situation sucks for both teams, and both teams technically forfeit the game. NFL didn't postpone the game. Staffs come together. Yeah, it shouldn't affect either side. Freeze, I think Josiah Scott is so atrocious at corner. It's affecting Slay and Bradbury's play because they have to do more and cover more ground at zones. Yeah, maybe. But they're not doing anything in zone coverage. What are they covering it? Zone, they're standing still. They're not even moving 2 steps in zone. Like, I swear to God, look at that first half of that Saints game and literally just sit there. Like, literally, you have receivers and tight ends literally 5 yards released, free release off the line, 5 yards off the ball, and that secondary is still sitting there reacting. Guys coming 100% at you, pause, and you react to a slant, which how are you supposed to react to a slant when he's going 100%, you're going 0, literally 5%, barely even running, barely jogging, barely even that. How are you supposed to defend that? Play man to man. Shadow your number one corner on their best receiver. The problem is they don't want to do that with Slay for certain games because the reason why they don't do it is because Josiah Scott's playing. So if Slay, say they line up, just say they line up their best receiver in the slot and Slay moves inside, Josiah Scott moves on the outside, they're going to literally just double tap him. They're literally going to double move him. That's what they're going to do. They're going to do a double move on him. They're going to give up a big play that way. That's why Gannon is not changing that. When they line up their best receiver, that's why they don't change it, because for that reason. Otherwise, you're going to take one of your linebackers, keep him middle of the field, and help with a chip or something. Like, if you're going to do man-to-man, have Josiah Scott push him, do something, and then have this linebacker kind of push him and kind of get him off his route. Or I don't know. I'm trying to figure out ways. Like, there's ways to get it done, but it says Bradbury will be back. Howie loves him. Nia says, per Schefter, NFL never considered an 8th playoff team being added each round. All right, that's great. I mean, thank God, so that's a good thing. Because like people see this news and then they message me immediately and they're just like, oh my God, they're gonna add an 8th seed. And I'm like, dude, like it's not official. Like, let's see what happens. Like people need to chill sometimes. BLS, said Minshew isn't a leader. All the players want to be led by Jalen Hurts. Yeah, I totally agree. I feel like once your quarterback starts struggling mentally, that the rest of the team just gives up. I'm not saying they try to give up, but the receivers aren't playing as hard. The other positions aren't playing as hard. Philly Girl says, I agree. Home field for sure, but don't we have the best road record with? I think we do. I think you're right. I think we do. Goes to Vegas has us playing at 14. I'm not worried. I think like they were 14.5. Like it was 14.5 over the Giants, literally the day after the Saints game, or the night of this after the game was over, they were 14.5, which to tell you that Vegas had an inside source that the Giants were resting their starters. That's why the number's so high. Bree says, I'm God forbid, cannot go on our visits to Blue Tent, Joey, Ian Book, or Minshew. Me, Ian Book. Matt says, lost my fans championship by 10 points because Burrow game was, damn, that sucks, dude. Oh, I get it, dude, but like, you can't be that upset about it. I mean, like, it's not like someone had an Achilles or an ACL. Like, there was a main factor, and there's gonna be fans out there that think, oh, that game should have continued. Like, I get it. I respect everybody's opinion, whether it is what it is. There's no right or wrong answer. Like, people believe what they believe about it. You know what I mean? Bill, she says backups QBs immediately come on my mind that are available. Andy Dalton, Baker Mayfield, Case Keenum, and Tyler Huntley. We got a super chat from Hoodie Jew. What's going on, man? He says, hey, man, coming from a Saints fan, Saints YouTuber, with all having our first round pick top 10 to 15, what do you think you should draft with our pick to make Eagles team even better? I don't know. It really depends what they do in free agency, dude. I think the pick is at 10 or 11 right now. So depending what the Saints do the last game, I think against the Cardinals, I don't know what they're going to do. Depends who we re-sign. I think Bradbury's going to be the one where if they don't re-sign him, I think they go corner first round. I honestly do think that. If they keep Bradbury and Hargrave is gone, or I'd say if they sign Hargrave, sign Bradbury, and Brandon Graham is gone, they could go defensive end. I don't know what they do. I think free agency will kind of tell us what they're doing in the draft. I honestly don't know until they start letting some guys walk, and then I'll kind of get a picture of what's going on. So I'm thinking edge rusher or cornerback most likely. With that pick, if it stays within top 10, it might not. The Saints could beat the Carolina this week. Your team could beat them this week. So we'll see what happens. I think Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is going to get a big deal. I think that's the number one thing they're going to do is sign Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. He's played fantastic for us. It's unfortunate. He's tied in the league for interceptions for the year with 6. So he's doing a really good job. Really good job. Appreciate the super chat so much, man, from a Saints fan especially. Much respect, dude. Much respect, man. You guys, I mean, there's a lot of rumors about Sean Payton coming back. There's a lot of rumors about a lot of changes going on with the Saints. So, I think the defense still plays great. Offense just needs more work and way too many injuries with Landry and Michael Thomas, and just need to rebuild, man. Need a new quarterback, obviously. So I totally get it, man. Totally get it. We got a super chat from Terrell Glover. Says safety or cornerback? Safety or corner? I think it's corner, man. I think it's corner. I think you need to add more bodies regardless, because I don't trust Maddox being healthy. I mean, I don't trust Maddox being healthy at all. I really don't. I don't trust it. You know what I mean? Like, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is going to be the first extension that they're going to. But besides Hurts' extension, I think Chauncey's going to be the first extension this year. I do. This offseason, I think Chauncey's going to be the first one to get his extension. There's no way they let him walk. Bradbury, I could see him walking, but it depends on the number. I think Bradbury wants to still play here, but I think it depends on the number. I do. I think he's going to get cute with the number, because he played fantastic this year. He played great, played fantastic. He's a top 5 corner this year, so played really well. But we'll see. Freddie Harlow says Minshew to be fully blamed for the loss. Not sure he threw a one great pass. Looked awful in the pocket. Ran into sacks. Yeah, no, he didn't look good. But it's the coaching staff needs as much blame as Minshew or more. Like, look at the position they put him in. Like, after a week worth of practice, that's what he looked like. Like, you put him into this read option RPO system where teams are just going to hone in on that running back and just put pressure on Minshew. They know Minshew can't run. Like, it was a no-win situation for this quarterback. That coaching staff pissed me off. Really pissed me off. No joke. El Yibby says, how's it going, Joey? Happy New Year's, bro. Dude, happy New Year's, belated New Year's to everybody, by the way. We didn't see each other on New Year's. I don't think we did, no? Did we? No, we didn't. I don't think we did. Steve says, CJ tie with Justin Simmons. I thought he tied with the guy from Seattle, Woodrow. What's his name? I forgot his damn name. Or maybe there's 3 guys tied with 6. I thought there was a guy from Seattle that had 6 as well. There was a guy from Seattle. Rose says 6'4", wide receiver, speed, tall, DB, and safety, 6'3", plus linebacker and running back, power back, if they use power backs anymore. Philly says he without interceptions, he's been out 5 weeks. It's crazy. Rose says, I agree. Joey Maddox gets hurt every year. Elmir says, please look at Brian Branch from Alabama. Insane talent for a safety that I would love to take in the first round to pair with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Yeah, we're going to be going because we're getting close to like going over draft and all that stuff. Like, we're getting really close to it. So the offseason is coming real soon, guys. And trust me, I'll be going over the draft. I'll have membership videos on draft reactions and all that stuff soon. So it's going to be nuts. Kay said, what about bringing Crevon back for cornerback depth? Well, yeah, I don't know. We talked about it a week or 2 ago, and he was tweeting out when Crevon LeBlanc was tweeting to the Philadelphia Eagles. They could, you know what I mean? Like, it could happen. I mean, we'll see, but I'm not putting too much into it, man. Like, there's a chance they could, but if they know they're getting Maddox back, they might not make this move. Not this week, at least. They're not going to make it. So if they don't make it this week, they probably won't make it ever. Terrell Glover with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. He says, definitely fire Gannon first. Gannon's not going to get fired, man, because he's going to leave on his own. So we don't really have to worry about firing him. As much as, like, I'm not really mad at Gannon. Like, I'm mad at not adjusting fast enough. Really, other than that, I think I'm fine. If he adjusts man-to-man and stop with this bend-don't-break defense in these games, I think we'll be fine. The adjustments is where his weakness is. The adjustments of and him being too careful with this soft zone coverage and not playing man-to-man and not doing his stunts. Every time the Eagles do a stunt, they get a sack out of it. Like, you got to take advantage of your roster. I don't care what injuries you have. You still got a good roster behind there. So I think Gannon's going to become a head coach. I think the Texans, were very close to signing him as a head coach last year before they signed Lovie Smith. Lovie Smith is probably going to be on his way out. So I think Gannon will be first in line. I think he's first in line, to be honest. Steichen's going to get a head coaching job easily. I think easily will. I'm not even worried about it. I'm not worried about him leaving. He's going to leave. I think he's definitely going to leave. There's no doubt. We got super chat from Fled Flores. What's going on, dude? He says, NFL just put out a statement. Most likely scenario is they play AFC Championship at a neutral site. All right, so we have nothing to worry about. Then we're totally fine. No worries at all. So no 8th seed, neutral site for the AFC Championship game, and that is it. We have nothing else to worry about. That is all. I'm fine with that, dude. Let them deal with that. Let the AFC change what they're doing. We don't have that. We shouldn't change anything right now. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So let's see here. Thank you for the super chat, Fred. We got 235 in the chat. Make sure you're subscribed because we cover the Eagles every single day. Videos every day. Live play-by-play reactions of the game. We'll be streaming the game this weekend as well from reacting to that. Post-game, Philly Shakedown podcast. Like the stream if you guys have it. Become a member in the pinned comment above for behind the scenes of, I've been doing videos on I'm doing a brand new build on my PC, brand new everything. So definitely check those out if you guys have it as well. So thank you so much. Alan Brown says Gann is a better coach than you all. You all are fans. You'll have no self-awareness. We're fans, man. We complain all the time, dude. Here we go. Says Gann is horrible with adjustment. That's really it, dude. Like, that's all I have to say about it. Like, if he could, like, not wait a whole half to change the defense, I'm fine. But when you wait till you face a good team. You cannot wait a whole first half. You can't wait till the second half to make your adjustments. You can't do it. You can't do it. Can't do it. Free said, I think Quez needs to go. He is not great, doesn't get separation, runs routes, doesn't fight for the ball and come back, curl routes, need a replacement wide receiver 3. I'm not making a big deal out of Quez Watkins either, man. Like, Quez Watkins has been a no-show the past couple of weeks. Honestly, Gardner Minshew just hasn't played well. But I think Minshew's played fine really ever since he fumbled against Washington. I think he came back and did well, but some of these wide receivers just don't play well with these quarterbacks. Minshew doesn't mesh well with these receivers. It's just, you got to take that into account, guys. Have they used Quez Watkins as like an initial deep threat lately? Probably not. But the past couple weeks, man, like, there's no chemistry with Minshew and these receivers. I mean, that's just what I think. You see what's going on, dude. Coach said, if we lose this game, I have faith in our ability in the playoffs, mainly with the coaches. They're our weak link. Yeah. I mean, look, you lose Sunday, then you're going to be without Lane Johnson, possibly Maddox. You're going to have to keep Reed Blankenship at safety. You're going to put Chauncey and the nickel. And Jack Driscoll's going to be taking right tackle. So then you're going to have to do double tight end sets. They're going to add more weapons for Hurts to throw to. So, I mean, I'd rather have Lane Johnson out than have Mulata out. I'd rather have Hurts throwing side in. You know what I mean? I'd rather have that position out than have his blind side done with, because if Mulata was out, I think this would be a different story. I would not trust, because they'll just start blitzing on that side. And it's happened. That Texans game happened. You know, that this is what happens when you pass too much too, because when you pass too much in the first half, they're going to dial up blitzes on the blind side. And that's why Hurts, had an error. Hurts, had a fumble, I think, in the Texans game because of that, because they were passing way too much and not running with Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders had 16 yards first half in that game. And because of that, they pass rushed more, and they blitzed a lot more. So, been kind of nuts. Free said, I don't think Steichen will get a head coaching job. Gannon most likely will. Why not, dude? I think Steichen will have more of a chance to get a head coaching job than Gannon. I think both of them are going to be fine to get head coaching jobs. Jay says Minshew throws off his back foot way too much. No zip. No, it was bad. It was bad. He gets swallowed up in sacks. Can't get away from anything. It sucks, man. It's a shitty feeling. Samuel Rose says everyone has injuries. Stop complaining. I'm not complaining about anything. I'm just look. That's what it is, bro. That's what it is. The Eagles have injuries, and we're just trying to find out ways to get them back for important parts of the playoffs. That's all it is. I'm I'm not bitching about injuries at all whatsoever. We won the Super Bowl on injuries, bro. So I don't care about injuries. The Eagles have had injuries every single year. I don't think the Eagles have actually Eagles have not had a healthy year since, I don't know, probably 2013, probably. 2013 was probably the one year where we were pretty healthy because those were the Chip Kelly days, and we were pretty healthy in those times. Once AJ Brown looks thrilled, Hurts his back, see his interview. JB says Frank Reich taking Shane Steichen's place. Nah, I don't think so. As much as it makes sense, you might be right. You might be right. Frank Reich could be back. I think Marcus Brady could be the OC. I think Marcus Brady could definitely be the OC because he was the OC to the Colts, I think, last year. He was a quarterback coach or something like that, but he helped the Colts in their offense last year. Now, he wasn't an OC. But I could see Marcus Brady getting it. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to allow Nick to pick his own guy or how he's going to pick his own guy, because Nick picked his own coaching staff. We have to remember this. John says, do you think when it's all said and done, Jalen Hurts will be the best Eagles QB all time? It's going to be nuts, like what his career is going to look like down the road, man. What his career is going to look down the road, like, say, like 7-8 years from now. You never know, bro. Jam says, good thing we aren't in the AFC. I know. Now they have to play the AFC championship game on a neutral site. That sucks. That really sucks. So that technically means what? They're not going to have so the Chiefs aren't going to have home field. The Chiefs fans are not going to have any home field advantage. Because it says, imagine the team with Jim Schwartz, man. I'd be so much more confident in our playoff run. I think you're only saying that because of the pass rush. I get it. Like, I think when it comes to Jim Schwartz creating pressure, he's very good at it. If Jim Schwartz came back next year, I wouldn't even mind it. The issue with Jim Schwartz is how to use cornerbacks, how to use linebackers, and obviously the big problem with Jim Schwartz with his veteran favoritism. He loved Nate Gary. He loved Derek Barnett. He never reprimanded some of his defensive players that took plays off or just couldn't play the position. He set some of his players up to fail and forced them to play when they didn't deserve to play. So that was probably the biggest weakness of Jim Schwartz over the span of a few years. That was the crappy part. So, yeah, Jim Schwartz was great in trying to create pressure, but it is what it is. Cody says Nate Gary laughed my dude. I know it's funny, dude. He kept him in every single game. Didn't do it for no reason. Fred said AJ said Minshew didn't look at him when he was trying to tell him to adjust and just stuck on him. No, I mean, that was such a bad pass. He literally he got the ball and threw it like so quick. I mean, look, I don't blame AJ for speaking up. You just lost 2 games in a row. You're pissed off. And he just threw the ball up. Like, no hesitation, got the ball. Like, Minshew literally got the ball in his hands and threw it. Looked one way, knew where he was throwing at the whole time since the snap. He knew where he was going with it. He wasn't scanning the field, nothing. And that was such an easy pick 6 for Lattimore. Lattimore was a big difference in that game. He covered AJ well on some plays, but he did a good job. AJ Brown's touchdown was fantastic, but Minshew threw a lot of panic throws too, like just to get some deep yardage because the short stuff was just wasting so much time. That first half, we wasted so much time. It took 8 minutes for the Saints to get downfield. Wasted almost the whole quarter when the Eagles had 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Like, that's all the time was left in that first quarter. They wasted a lot of time. Shows that let's not forget how Schwartz would line corner 10 yards off the wide receiver every play. Yeah, I mean that he did that too, and the picket fence defense, he did that. That big one against the Titans, like those 4th and 25, whatever the hell it was that we gave up and lost the game, like ridiculous, man. That picket fence was horrible. Let's see here. We got super chat from Tara Glover. Thank you so much, Mason. Brian Flores as DC would be fire. Zero blitz is crazy, dude. I would love it. I would love to see just a difference in someone just more. I'm not saying I hate Gann. I'm just saying that there's going to be another coach that wants to be more aggressive, I think. And Brian Flores would be that guy. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. It's too bad. It's too bad that what's his name is going to get a head coaching job with the 49ers. That used to play for us. Oh my God, I'm having a brain fart. Played linebacker for us. He's going to have a head coaching job, no doubt. Brian says, Charlie Garner, Johnson, Max are going to take us back to the way our backfield dominates and how our line is for the best in history. It's ours to lose. I totally agree. Michael says, D'Amico Ryans. Shout out to digital artist. Yeah, it's the digital print house said D'Amico Ryans. Yes, D'Amico Ryans is going to be a great head coach. I'm hoping he is, but such a good defensive coordinator, man. I would love for him to come to Philadelphia. It would be great. Just him coaching up his old team would be such a dream, but probably won't happen though. We will win this game. I just worry about coaching won't be good enough to beat his good 49er team in the playoffs if we get that far. Yeah, if we get to the NFC Championship game facing the 49ers, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough game. And the coaching staff has to be flawless that game. Fred says, I think Lurie and Howie brought Schwartz is more than Doug. I think Lurie and Howie brought Schwartz in more than Doug. I don't think that. No, I think that's wrong. I think Doug brought in Schwartz. He picked Schwartz. He wanted Schwartz. He even said at his introductory press conference he brought in Jim Schwartz because he wants that style defense. I think he handpicked him, to be honest. John said if Hurts was in, we'd still be 16-1. I agree. Digital Pronounce says real Robert Quinn's demeanor and answers today while being interviewed, damn, put me to sleep. I didn't like his answers. What did he say? I don't think he's like fully wanting to be here. I feel like he's still surprised he was traded. I feel like he's not into the system. I don't know. We'll see. Rhodes says, yeah, Flores would be great. Tyler said, anybody knows that Smith is 170 and runs harder after the catch from than AJ? I'm shocked that AJ Brown had a touchdown last week and beat out the defense with his legs, because half the time when he gets open field, that guy is slower than slow when he has no one near him. Cody says, I feel we have the best team in the NFL. We aren't playing like we got to figure this out this week. I agree. We got to figure it out. Little Dallas Cowboy says, what do we need to trade in order to bring Stroud to Dallas? That just depends if you don't want. I don't know. I honestly don't know. With the Cowboys situation, I have no idea. Better get ready for Micah Parsons' contract, because that's going to be another thing they're going to have to do. They're going to have to get rid of a good player to pay Parsons. It could be I don't know. Could be DeMarcus Lawrence. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. I don't. I mean, I either have them facing the divisional round with us, or I have them getting beat by Brady. I mean, they have to worry about Brady then. I hope they don't overlook that team, because even though the Bucs haven't played well, Brady in playoff mode is Brady in playoff mode. And I'm telling you right now, they're getting some guys healthy on the defensive side of the ball coming back. They're getting some guys back for playoffs defensively too. So going to be interesting. I don't know what they're doing. I have no idea. Cody Carlos says, AJ Brown going to have a slower Madden rating. Jay says, Joey, you think Eagles beat 49er? It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a really, that defense is really what I worry about. Brock Purdy, I just don't believe in it, man. I really, it's just funny how Brock Purdy started one game and he got into like a half of a game for Garoppolo, and then he played a full game and he got more respect than Jalen Hurts. That's what really pissed me off about it. So their defense is just legit, though. Their defense is just too good. Dada says Robert Quinn is going to be a factor in the playoffs. You watch and see the 4th round pick we gave up be worth it. I'm hoping it does, dude. I'm hoping it does, because at the end of the day, Robert Quinn is only getting paid $700,000 this year. That's it. He's literally getting paid only $700,000, but you did give up a 4th round pick. So now Robert Quinn is playing for himself right now, and that's going to be what's really important. The toilet smoking says, is Hurts officially playing? Officially, no. Looking like it, yes. Though it says NEC, we are winning it all. Ray said, what's up, brother? This one seed is looking to be sure thing, but don't want to underestimate these Giants. No, I'm not underestimating it at all. I'm not, but we've lost the past couple weeks. This team is pissed off. I don't give a crap with how the Giants feel. You don't think this team is pissed off after these couple weeks? And now Hurts is coming back and taking control. A.J. Brown said it great today. He took control of the offense. He was hurrying people up to the huddle. He had command today. He's going to get these guys into shape this week, and they're going to go for it, man. Let's see. Trill Young says, I say they get rid of Zeke and Lawrence in order to pay Parsons. I don't think they need Zeke, to be honest with you. Like, Zeke is not what he used to be. And Zeke is like on a crazy snap count too, because he's like the guy gets out of breath after 2 plays. I don't know. That's just me. Tyler said Devonta Smith's sideline catches should be 99 overall. Most likely the best sideline catches in the league. Oh, it's automatic, dude. It's automatic. He said, I'm considering we will pressure Purdy and expose his experience and cause at least 1 turnover. They have yet to play a team with the same pass rushing corners. I totally agree with that. There's no doubt. I don't believe in Brock Purdy, bro. I don't. Yes, I am. I mean, I do this all the time, so it shouldn't be like, you know, I'm not. It's dip. It's not chew. There's 2 different. It's 2 different things. But anyway, video says going to the game this Sunday, Joey. Hopefully, we get that 1 seed, bro. I hope you have a good time. I hope you have a very good time, man. Hope you enjoy yourself. Root on these birds. Gibbs said the J injury isn't the same as JP at 17 injury. There was plenty more to that game plan just with the JP injury. O-line's been looking shaky as of late with Parsons or Bucks D-line on the horizon. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with Lane. If they get this first round bye, they're definitely they're definitely going to get Lane Johnson back. They'll have Lane Johnson back. Is Lane Johnson going to get a shot to his abdomen? Is he going to get numbed up for these games? I don't know. So City family with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. He says, if you don't have adversity, you can't fix any leaks. Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. Like, the thing is, like, I think the Eagles have fought well against adversity this year, except because Jalen Hurts is not here. It's, the quarterback's the main spot. You can't just plug in a quarterback in this offense. Like, it's just not going to work. And obviously the coaching staff can't handle it and can't handle what they do with Gardner Minshew. So Bang Burger said, do you think we have stuff stored in a playbook for the play? Oh, 100%, dude. They're not going to show all their cards for this last game either. They've been the last couple of weeks. I don't think they were trying to show all their cards either. Especially since Jalen Hurts is out. So maybe it was better for them. Maybe it was a lot better for them, because he wasn't playing. So it gives more on these teams of what the Eagles are going to do. They don't know what the Eagles are going to do. I mean, they have tape on the Eagles from all year with Jalen Hurts, but does it help? Sure. It definitely helps. One says AJ Brown wasn't feeling Minshew during Sunday. Or Saints, AJ Brown celebrated with Devontae Smith, but ignored Minshew. I don't doubt it. Digger said, was just wondering. I wasn't trying to bash you or be negative anyway. First time actually catching this live stream other than Philly shakedown. Oh, no, that's great. No, it's okay. People ask, like, do you have something in your mouth? I'm like, yes, I do. Like, what is it? It's dip. You shouldn't be doing it. I know. You should quit. I know. I get them all the time. You're all good though. You're all Greg. You're all good. Cody says Lane is going to be all shots, and he needs to be. He a country boy. He's just built different. Yeah, he's played tough. When he had the ankle injury and he had the stitches on his ankle, he was playing with stitches, and his foot was puffed up, like it was all swollen. Like there was pictures he showed. Like I played on this, as much as possible. Digital printout says Aunt Jemima Brown runs like he's in a bowl of syrup, like another AJ we've had, Alshon Jeffries. Laughed my ass off kidding. No, I totally agree. No, it's just I was happy you got that touchdown. That really did help. I mean, a quick score really did help us. But William said we don't win this game, we are done first round. Book it. I don't want to think that, dude. We definitely need that first round bye, though. We definitely need it. Amir said, would no Super Bowl be a bust of a season? It It really depends how you look at it. Like they should go all the way. They should, but it really depends on obviously if can they get by the 49ers? Can they, you know what I mean? Can they get by the 49ers in the NFC Championship game if that's where you're going? You know what I mean? Like I don't think it's a failed season at all. I feel like it's a big step in the right direction. We just got hit with injuries at the wrong time. And it depends, can we stay healthy within the playoff games too? Because that's going to be big as well, staying healthy. So no, I don't think so. I mean, this was a rebuilding team last year. This was a rebuilding team with a first-year DC and a first-year OC and head coach, like brand new coaching staff last year. Like, and now the Eagles turn it all around. Even Jalen Hurts, when he was interviewed by midseason when they were like 7-0, I remember they were interviewed and did you know that you would be this good this year? And then Hurts like looked away and he was just like, skip the comment, like him and AJ knew they were going to be good this year. They didn't say it on mic, but they knew that they were going to be good this year. And really, I was just looking for Jalen Hurts to play better this year. And wow, with a huge offseason, a great offseason, and his work ethic and, eat, sleep, and breathe football, all these quarterback camps, he didn't take any days off, man. As much as the videos we've seen, and obviously not playing in the preseason game, only one, not even for a series or two. I was kind of worried they were going to look a little rusty. I wasn't really sure what was going to happen, but man, what a year. What a year. Trill says Minshew is team enemy number one. He better not start after the horrible performance. I know, man. I know. T-Puff says, Cowboys, you're a normal Cowboy fan. Good job. You're cool. No, Cowboys family is great. Little Dallas Cowboys great. Sills needs that sports analysis job in Buffalo, Philly. Don't need him. Jay says, hey, you think they're really going to take away No, they're not. I don't think so. I think as of right now, since that Rappaport news came out about no 8th seed, I think we're fine. I don't think so. That would be messed up if they took away the bye weeks for both conferences. They're going to have a neutral. I mean, they're screwing the AFC right now with a neutral site for the AFC Championship game. That's horrible. Like, so the first seed don't even matter for home field advantage for the AFC now. That sucks. Tyler said, I think AJ was so irritated he ran faster, but he's got a lot better on the Eagles stat-wise. He's got over 1,100 yards now, man. I mean, it's crazy. He's been one of the best receivers I've seen in years. I mean, years. I mean, we haven't had number one, we haven't had 1,000-yard receivers since 2014. Number two, we've never had two 1,000-yard receivers. If you look at both of these contracts between A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith for the future, and when these contracts are up in the future, you're keeping Devontae Smith over A.J. Brown. There's no doubt about it. You're keeping Devontae Smith over A.J. Brown. That's what I would do. I mean, that's later on. You're not going to be able to keep both of those guys later on, depending. I don't know, but Ben Bergen said, I think if we don't make it to at least the NFC Championship game would be disappointing. It just depends how it goes down, man. Like, I can't say that it's going to be disappointing until I really know why it's disappointing, Freeman Luma, what's going on? It's crazy how things flipped from last year to this year. How much we need Hurts to play. Last year, we might have thought otherwise. Yeah, I was one of those guys that wasn't a big fan of Hurts last year, but at the same time, he only played a year and a half of football. Really, he played 4 to 5 games in 2020, and then last year was just a learning experience, really. Still playing a rookie. He was still playing as a rookie last year. You know what I mean? Half the season. So, Joseph Phillies years ago had 6 games ago, and they lost all 6. Now that is a choke job. Biggets had 4-game winning streak coming up. Cody says, I love Jalen's work ethic. He ain't no Kyler, thank God. We got a new member to the Shake Squad Soldier tier. Thank you so much, man, for joining. Going to enjoy it. Got some membership videos on my PC build and all the stuff that's going on behind the scenes with that. and we'll have more on that as well. And obviously the draft coming up, we'll have draft highlight reactions and all that for members only, because I can't put those videos on YouTube because they get copyright claimed. So we'll have all those videos on the memberships once the draft time, once the season's over pretty much. So definitely appreciate it so much, the Digital Print House, for becoming a member. Thank you so much, man. Bang Gang said, at least you admit you weren't a huge fan of Hurts before. I respect that. No, dude, I get destroyed by Eagles fans because of it. I have my own subscribers that literally get pissed at me when I tell the truth. I wasn't, I wasn't, but now, because I wasn't a fan of him, now I'm not supposed to support him now, because since I didn't watch him when he was born, till when he played at Alabama, to when he played at Oklahoma. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't, I don't know. They think I had to be on board the whole time. Now I can't support him now because I didn't support him before. I always support who's on the field, but this is why my channel is the way it is, because I don't sugarcoat anything. Like, I don't dance around anything. Like, I just tell straight up what's going on in my head. Sometimes they're good things, sometimes they're bad things. Sometimes I'm right and sometimes I'm wrong. You know what I mean? Like, just got to respect that. And if people don't, then it is what it is. It's their opinion, you know? I will never be censored by nobody. Nobody will ever censor me. I will never change the way I am. I will never, as big, you know what I mean? As big as the channel can get, it doesn't matter what it is. Like, I will always be the same. There's nothing around it. TMG says, do you think the NFL should have just gave the Bengals and Bills a tie? There are fans that are mad, and then the others think it's reasonable with new rule for the AFC. I mean, they pretty much did that. They made it so as a tie for not counting. I think it's the same thing, isn't it? I mean, it's got to be almost the same thing. Chubb said, I was on board with the Hurts after the first Saints game. Matt says, why do you feel like Jalen Hurts is most likely going to be facing up against in the playoffs? Who do you feel is going to be most likely going to be facing up in Jalen Hurts? It's going to be the Bucs. It's going to be probably the Bucs or Dallas. Probably. Red says, from Thrash, Reggie Brown stinks in the days to 1,000-yard wide receivers. Digital Printouts has been watching you too long and too much not to join. I appreciate it so much, man. Thank you so much, man. I know you've been around a long time, too. I've seen you on Philly's channel as well. Cody says, got to head out, Joey. Keep it going. Thank you, Cody. Have a good day, man. Or good night. It's 10:41 p.m. Eastern right now. Ron says, AJ currently has 1,401 yards. He's 8 yards away from breaking Mike Quick's single receiving, and it's his first year with us. What a blessing have him. It is, my God. Damn, he's only 8 yards away from was it the 8? I thought, what's the reception record for wide receivers? Did we beat that too or no? What's the reception record? So he's 8 yards away from Mike Quick's record. I forgot he was even over 1,400. That's nuts. That's crazy. That's actually kind of nuts. I ain't gonna lie. We got a super chat from 007. Missed that game on Nintendo 64, by the way. With Hurts at 50+ million, who do we extend on multiple year deals? Always had faith in Hurts myself. Extension wise, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, and I think Hargrave. I think you got to give Hargrave. I would love Bradbury. I would love it, but I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening, man. I mean, look, I could be wrong down the road, but I just don't see it happening. I don't. I want to be positive. You're not going to be able to sign everybody. I mean, they can restructure contracts and get more cap space, and the Eagles can get a lot of deals done if they want to put themselves in a financial hole. I mean, Howie can just restructure everybody if they want, but we've done that. We were doing that since the Super Bowl, and it didn't look good, man. We were missing on draft picks, and then restructure, kicking the can down the road, more bonus money up front for the players, bigger cap hits later. It really killed us. So I don't think the Eagles are going to put us in a position like that ever again. We got a new member to the Shake Squad Army, dude. As a Shake Squad soldier, thank you so much, 007. We got, obviously, new membership videos. We've been putting them out on the new PC build. By the end of this month, I'm going to have a brand new setup, guys. This whole thing is gone. I spent a lot of money, a lot of time. It's because of you guys and your support of this channel is why I do all this. I'm going to upgrade on by next year. I'm going to upgrade on the videos, and I'm going to be actually using like editing software and doing things normally than just like using Streamlabs for everything. But that's how it's been really going. So thank you so much, Double O. Thanks so much, man. Much love, dude. Bang, bang, bird gangs. I have a feeling Booby won't be back. I don't think he will, man. I really don't. I think with the offensive line you have, especially if Kelsey stays or goes, Cam Jurgens is going to be a freaking monster. I honestly think this offensive line is set, man. It's going to be set. I think they have to look for a right tackle of the future. Get a right tackle of the future, get a backup left tackle, a competent one, because Dillard's going to be gone. Eagles are not picking up his fifth-year option, which is worth $12.5 million. That's not going to happen unless he gets released and then re-signed back. That's really the only thing. No one's going to sign Dillard to a $12.5 million deal. It's just not going to happen for 1 year. It's not. No one's going to pick up that option. The Eagles aren't going to pick up that option. So he will be a free agent most likely. I think you just have to plug in running backs, man. I don't think they're going to draft running backs high. They could second round, maybe. I don't know. Eagles still have a second. Do they have a second round pick this year? They should. They have a second round pick this year anyway. So I don't see them going too far ahead. Kenneth Gainwell is not the starting running back. Kenneth Gainwell is a nice rotational guy, but he is nothing. He is nothing more than a rotational guy in my eyes. It's already enough we're using him more than we should right now, and it's not working too well. But I totally get it. Cole says, way too much cornerback talent in the draft. You overpaid Bradbury. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, there's a lot. Like, I know the draft's going to have a lot of good corners this year. And to pair him up with Slay for 1 year is going to be nice. But I think they have to add two bodies, not even just a corner. Get a corner in the second round, get a corner in the third round. I mean, you could do something differently. You know what I mean? I think they still have to add a body to cornerback, another body. McPherson needs to be in competition by next year to see if he's going to be, down the ranks once more. I think they need to add a couple bodies. I think because of Maddox. Maddox is too much of a threat to not stay healthy. Big Gucci says Devontae is close to the receptions record. I think like 8 away. Dude, we could break all this again. I want to see A.J. Brown get Mike Quick's his yardage record. 8 more yards, over 1,400 yards. Or he's already over 1,400 yards. Bloodshot says, what impact do you think Quinn has? It's just having that veteran pass rush. I mean, that's really all I'm looking for is to attack the edge. That's all I'm looking for. Don't put him in pass coverage. Just let him attack. That's all I want him to do. Freeman Loomis says, at all costs, we must prioritize the secondary. Max says, am I the only one who heart drops every time Smitty gets thrown around? Yeah, you're not the only one, dude. He's so skinny. He's skinny Batman, bro. Like, he's got such a small, his legs are like chicken legs, man, because I'm afraid, like, he gets, it's tough to watch sometimes. I feel like he's going to get cracked around a little bit. Jemiah Ford said, I don't know who Callum plays bum. Ash says, Cox is gone. That's the one less you have to sign. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's priority, then Hargrave, then Bradbury. If they sign Bradbury, I don't know. Edwards is another one. Edwards and Kaiser White are free agents. Do they sign one of them back? I guess TJ Edwards wins that. Maybe. Unless they just, Nakobe Dean's going to take the reins, so it doesn't really matter. Marcus Epps is going to get beat out. Since Chauncey gets re-signed, Reed Blankenship is going to Reed Blankenship probably beats Epps. Probably beats Epps next year for the starting job. But that's not correct, actually, because Epps is a free agent after this year. It depends if they bring him back. So it really all depends, really. But I bet Quinn is going to show us why we went out and got him. I think he will. I honestly think he will, because he wasn't around. Like, he missed all that time, and I don't know. He missed a lot of time, and not even that. But once Marcus Brady was signed, and then they started to, like, Gannon started to, like, be more aggressive a little bit, and Quinn wasn't in the lineup at that time. So, we'll see what happens. As said, I think Sanders flashed this year, but a little too late. It would be crazy to consider this year the norm look at JT. See how quickly he fell off from the best running back. Yeah, no, I get it, man. I get it. Sermon's been on the practice squad, not doing anything. The digital printout says if we win the chip, I think Kelsey and her lane will ride into the sunset. So investing in O-line is imperative. No, they do that every year. They do it every single year. So I'm not really worried about that, really. Like Cam Jurgens will be the replacement, which Cam Jurgens is a friggin' monster. Like he's a beast and he's tough, man. Kelsey handpicked him. Got to remember that. Collaboratively with Howie Roseman, he was handpicked. Could be the best center in football, and it's going to happen real fast, and we're going to see it pretty quick. Don't be Jesus. It's all fall after the season watch. I almost fell for that name. Yeah, I can't say that, obviously. 007 says, love all you guys with the Eagles content. Shout out to Philly 500 and Philly Mike and Joey J. Yeah, do appreciate it so much. Those are two great content creators in Philly Mike and Philly 500. Definitely, dude. John says, do you think we're going to let Sanders walk? Yes, I do. Max, imagine Lamar Jackson on the Colts team. Karen says, Joey Shakes, I know wide receiver isn't a big deal. We could upgrade at wide receiver 3. I mean, look, they could. Look, if they want to put Quez as a pure special teamer, if they could find someone better, which I think they can. I think Quez is still good, but is he good enough? Do you think they can get a bigger upgrade? We'll have to see, man. We'll have to see. We're gonna find out, though. Seems they just need that power back, fullback, whoever that may be. I'm gonna have videos after the season's over on pretty much all of the offense, defensive videos on all of the players and which I think is going to stay, go, what can be replaced if we need an upgrade. Trust me, I'll have everything on that. Like I said, I just have a feeling they go after Kamara. Nah, I don't know. He's a free agent after this year. Big said they said Avonte need help on the field Sunday. Yeah, he got hit. It was the last play, I think. It was the last play after the half, I think, wasn't it? And they had to pick him up off the ground. I think he's fine, though, and there's nothing wrong with him. Ron said, this is crazy, Joe. I just looked it up. Brian Westbrook holds the Eagles season reception record at 90. AJ has 84. Devonta has 88. Damn. Dude, this team is ridiculous. And this is what we're dealing with the man, this sucks. We got hit with some adversity all year, but this would have broke a lot of stuff already. Cam says Epps is replaceable. Wouldn't mind drafting Brian Branch. Yeah, well, let's see what happens. See what happens, man. I think Epps could definitely be replaced. Max says, I really wish Braxton Miller went to the league. I feel like he would have ended up getting him after the draft or even later on. He didn't get – I thought he got drafted. Wasn't Braxton – I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. Don't shoot me. But wasn't Braxton Miller – wasn't he a quarterback at Ohio State? Or am I wrong? Or maybe I'm wrong. Or was he a receiver? I forgot. I thought he played two positions, but I could be wrong. Let me know. Don't shoot me, please. JB said, how about we look for a special teams specialist, like a good returner? Special teams hasn't been in a good area. Oh, it's gotten better. I think after that Pittsburgh game, I think it started to get better. After the what was it, Green Bay or Pittsburgh? I think it was Green Bay. They were saying they need to do better with special teams. I think they've gotten a little bit better, but it kind of went down a little bit. They went up a little bit, came back down into the season a little bit. So, yeah, I thought he was with an NFL team. I thought he was with the Texans. Yeah, I thought he played in the NFL. D. Greg says, Sanders walks. Who do you want to replace him? I don't know. You're not going after a free agent. If you're going to go after a free agent running back, you're just paying Miles Sanders. Like, that's it. I'm not going after any other running back that's a free agent. It's not happening. If I'm going after running back, I don't know. Bijan Robinson, I have no idea. Like, they're not drafted. I don't think Bijan's going to go. He might not even go early first round, man. There's been like early first round. He's a late first round. He might not even get drafted high, man. It might fall to us. Who knows? But in the first round, probably not. First round, second pick, maybe, but if they want to do that. Rose says Colts defense is not good. Sinister Soldier says Philly stand up. That's a wild stat. I know, right? Ron says you're right. My bad. Zach Ertz holds at 116. Damn, that's crazy. I was wrong. My bad, guys. Dank says he was a QB that converted to receiver. So I was right. Okay. So I do remember him somewhat. Yeah. Dank says he played for the Texans. You know what's crazy, guys? Like, I would have had Greg Ward as a damn quarterback. I would have had Greg Ward as a quarterback against the Saints better than Minshew. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even joking around. I would have had Greg Ward as a quarterback that game. He probably would have played better than Minshew, to be honest with you. I'm not even kidding. It's not even funny. Says, as a Eagles fan, our dual threat QB is a fraud. Oh, Cowboy fan being funny. How do you waste your time going into Eagles? I mean, you must have nothing else to do. Dank says Samuel Rowe is not Philly fan. Yeah, obviously. JB says Brian Branch sounds like a solid pickup if we don't move out of our initial spot, or maybe that the other DT from Georgia who also played with Davis and Dean. That would be I forgot his name though. What's the other DT's name from Georgia? I know they've been talking about him. Max said, yeah, Braxton was a QB, got injured, and then switched to wide receiver. Imagine that versatility. Chubb says, when is Josh Sweat going to come back? Not this week. Josh Sweat will be back by playoff time. Like I said, Maddox will be back by playoff time. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson will be back by playoff time. I mean, they're all going to be back by playoff time. But getting that first seed is going to make the huge difference. Dolo says, who's going to break Zach Ertz's 116 catch record with 17 games? AJ Smith or Dallas? I'm thinking. I don't know, man. I think it's. I don't know. I think it's going to be between. I think all three of them can, but who knows? I think it's going to be between A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Could be A.J., so who knows? Anything can happen this game Sunday. If Hurts plays and he's playing really well, and just for records, we're talking about records for the Eagles, could break a lot of them this week if, the Giants sit their starters or whatnot, whatever the case may be. Nate says, hey, Joey Shakes, loved the Chris Sims meltdown, calling ESPN cast little baby. I know, dude. That video actually got demonetized. So YouTube actually limited the ads on that video, which really sucked. So I was really pissed off. They didn't copyright claim it or strike it or nothing. It was just limited ads. I questioned YouTube on Twitter. They got back to me and they just said, we'll get back to your about what's going on. So it really sucked. Actually, there was nothing wrong with that video. Like all the curses were bleeped out. I don't think I cursed in that video at all. And it was limited. It wasn't suitable for all viewers. Out of everybody's content in the world that people are putting up, that was unsuitable for viewers. I couldn't believe that. So that video is still on limited ads right now. Thanks. I remember Greg Ward at Houston. He killed my Sooners and ran all over us. He was QB then. Rollins says, yes, Minshew looked so bad against the Saints. Teams may not be so quick to look into him after his contract is up with us. He looked bad. There could be a team out there that's going to say, oh, well, they didn't coach him right. They didn't do great things. Like, why is he throwing off the back foot? Like, why is he throwing off his back foot all the time? Like, why is that? Because he's rattled. He wasn't. This guy's a vet, and he was that rattled in the game. He was rattled, guys. It was that bad. Dank says, players up for Peyton Hills. He's critical condition. After rescue his son from drowning. Oh, damn. Senator Rose says, I had off the last few weeks, so you got really nothing to do. So you really got nothing to do. Thanks. Said, prayers up for Peyton Hills. He's a crucial condition. Rescuing his son. Damn. JB said, did they ever say what happened to Sweat? I heard something about a net. Yeah, he went to the hospital and he got out of the hospital that day. And he pretty much Josh Sweat put out a tweet. I did a video on it. Josh Sweat put out a tweet and was like, I'll be back this season. That's it. So it probably wasn't as serious. Probably needs just to rest his neck for the week and a half. Need this first seed, guys. We need this extra week of rest. I'm telling you, we need it. Simple as that. It is needed. It is well needed. They definitely need it. Thanks to Jalen Carter is the other DT for. Oh, Jalen Carter. Oh, that's the one they've been talking about that's got the off the field issues and he's going to drop in the draft and all that. Oh, okay. Now I know who it is because I was studying that guy too. He's a beast, man. He's a total beast. But apparently with Jalen Carter, they're kind of worried he's a little bit of a. I don't even believe in all that stuff. I don't believe in all that. Thanks. I think they said it was a stinger. Yeah, I don't know. It depends. Is there grades for? Stingers are bad. So there's no way you come back from a stinger in 2 weeks. Is that even true? I mean, Jordan Howard had 2 stingers. Jordan Howard had a stinger, and he was out for almost 6 to 8 weeks. I mean, he was out for that long. Nobody Wentz force-fed his bestie. Carson Wentz, not the starter and quarterback this week. He's not even the backup quarterback for this week for Washington against Dallas. That's how bad it is. JB says, who would you rather have, Wentz or Minshew? Oh, God. Minshew, dude, by 100%. I don't like Wentz. At least I like Minshew. I'd rather like a quarterback that plays like crap than hate a quarterback that plays like crap. So there's your difference. Simple as that. If you want, don't ask me questions about Carson Wentz. Hey. I do not care. I do not care about that, man. I don't. Wish I did, but I don't. Dank says they treat injuries like the government keeps secrets. Rose, she says he is cuckoo for Cocoa Pops. Oh, man. JB says stinger is also a pinched nerve in the neck. For anyone who doesn't know, it all depends when the nerve wants to move. Yeah, so there's nothing he could do about it but, rest it. Thanks to my boy Sam Howell making his NFL debut. Nathaniel says for the Jalen Carter off the field issue stuff, they always do that when it is a defensive player that is projected to go number 1 in the draft instead of a QB. That's why I feel like every time there's a top 5 defensive player and they always say this stuff about them having off the field issues. Why do you hate Wentz so much? Dude, how long have you been around this channel, John? Because I need to ask that. That's number 1. No one else has asked me why I don't like Carson Wentz besides you, so you must have not been around a while. Little Dallas Cowboys, can I get a question? How about Wentz is better than Dak? No. No, not at all. Al Bogue said once the coach hurts Carson's ego, he checks out the team. It's not even that, dude. It's just he didn't listen to the coaches. And Darren Sproles kind of gave us a vat of worms over this whole thing. Darren Sproles had an interview with Kate Adams a month ago, and he said he didn't listen. He needs to listen to the coaches. He didn't listen to the coaches. Then Frank Reich was the only reason why he left the Eagles. Frank Reich's the only reason why he had a starting quarterback job. That's the only reason why that Carson Wentz even had a starting quarterback job. Just imagine the draft capital the Eagles would have had after 2017 if they traded Carson Wentz. They probably would have got a boatload of picks. They probably would have had 3 first-round picks. No, I'm not even kidding. It would have happened. If the Eagles had Carson Wentz on the trade block after that year, but they didn't. So I tried to stick up for him. I was done by 2020. I was kind of done with him. I tried to support him, but I couldn't anymore. Seems like stingers affect players differently. Some are out for a couple weeks. Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's a different thing. Every stinger is different. James said college is so much more different than the NFL. Most people will grow up real fast, and you don't. There's the door. Jalen Hurts is so grown up. Man, his mentality is just. You're not going to find a quarterback like this in a draft this year. You're not going to find a mentality like this kid. You're not going to find it anywhere. So. Robert said, Frank Reich, come on back as our OC. I don't know if he's going to, man. Was he even a good OC with the Colts? I mean, has he fallen off as a coach? I don't know. I don't know who's going to be the OC. I wouldn't mind it, but he says, do you want to trade down? Was Robert Quinn worth it? I'm not worried about the 4th round pick. Howie Roseman will get his 4th round pick back. I'm not worried about that 4th round pick. We don't even know the compensatory picks that Howie might get for the Eagles. We don't even know the compensatory picks that are going to happen either. So I'm not worried about a 4th round pick. Eagles still have 2 firsts, a 2nd, and a 3rd right now. I'm not worried about it. Rose said he did the same thing in Washington. Wentz is done. OC is already in the building. Oh, Marcus Brady, bro. I said that in a stream last week. It could be Marcus Brady. I don't know. I mean, apparently Marcus Brady is helping Steichen with the offense, which, I guess they both don't know how to use Minshew. Vic Fangio is probably not going to be here, bro. Looks like Sean Payton already has him as his first defensive coordinator on his list when he goes to Denver as a new head coach. Rumored to be, but Sean Payton apparently is right now getting his coaching staff together. So, no, there's no coach firing. Dank says they're probably going to get Marcus Breda or Brian. Brian Johnson is Brian Johnson's done a really good job with Jalen Hurts, man. Brian Johnson deserves a lot of credit. No doubt. Sean said, is this me or has Kaiser White been extremely quiet? Yeah, he's given up over 100, 111, 115 yards. In pass coverage the past couple weeks. He hasn't really played well. So that's going on right now. Let's see. Dank says Kevin Patullo as a few in-house moves. Yeah, isn't he Patullo's he came from the Colts. He's the passing coordinator for the Eagles right now, right? Kevin Patullo, I think. Mike Zimmer might be the DC. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind it. Where's Mike Zimmer right now? Did he take off the year? Where is Mike Zimmer actually? Is he even coaching right now? Joey, I was like you with Jalen, but man, I'm total supporter. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. John says Jalen's best traits are his poise in the pocket and his moxie. I totally agree. Wayne HP says Jalen Hurts will play and get the team number 1 seed. Look at what he helped Alabama to beat Georgia in second SEC championship. What he came for Tua. Yeah, I agree. He did do it. He's at home. That sucked with his son, man. His son dying. That was horrible. Oh, maybe that could be, man. I mean, he's a grizzled veteran, my way type of defensive coordinator, which I think the Eagles need, and just needs a new area of expertise, man. He might need that, dude. That might be what he needs. Just a new team, a new everything. Wage piece of Jalen Hurts will play, get the team number 1 seed. Look, yeah. He's at home. DC, I don't know. Someone mentioned Brian Flores. Todd Bowles would be a good one too. Dank said it's crazy how there's so many coaches who lost sons. I know. Well, dude, it's not even that. Like, my girlfriend has lost so many people have died at her job, and like people are dropping like flies everywhere, bro. Like, people are just dying. Like, it's been death central where I am. Like, people are just, oh, did you hear this person died? This, like, every day I hear someone that I knew died. Not that I was close to, but just people I've known, like, just dropping. It's just crazy. Digital Pronounce says being present, having such a stoic nature is very underappreciated. That trait Jalen possesses. It shows in his game. I believe it affects the team. It does. It really does. You're not going to find this mentality type of poise in court. You don't find this easily. Like, that's what Howie Roseman, like, ever since they drafted Hurts, Howie Roseman said, this kid is special. We know he's special. We got to steal. Like, there was just the makeup of Jalen Hurts, and the Eagles saw that he was available, and they took it. I didn't mind Jalen Hurts. I just didn't like where they drafted him. And plus, the Eagles, you draft a position in the second round, okay, that's going to start on the field. But we didn't know Carson Wentz was going to leave the Eagles. We didn't know what was going to happen. We just knew there was going to be a controversy ever since that happened. And maybe it was for the better. Guys, like, a blessing in disguise. Howie made a good move, but obviously didn't sit well with Eagles fans. I will always hate that pick, not because of the player. I will always hate it just because we were financially within Carson Wentz at that time. Financially, we were all in on Carson Wentz. That was the plan. So when you draft another quarterback where another player could have started for another position on your team and could start right away, yeah, it screws your head a little bit. That's the only reason I was pissed off. Like, I love Jalen Hurts, but I thought it was great. But, like, as a second round pick, because of the pick where it was at, it kind of messed me up. Thanks. I lost my closest aunt last year. Well, dude, I'm really sorry about that, man. Everybody's been losing everybody. It's a hard time right now. It's a really hard time. Sean says, do Eagles trade out the first round pick? I don't know if they trade back, man. They get more picks. So in 24, the Eagles have a first and 2 second rounders. Remember, guys, the Eagles have 2 second round picks, 2 second rounders in 2024, which is huge. So, I mean, the Eagles have traded back the past couple years, But we were kind of hoping that this Saints pick would have been top 5. We would trade back, or at least top 3, trade that back and get multiple first rounders out of it. But that's not going to happen now. Even if the Saints lose the last game against the Panthers, I don't think that's going to happen either. So, yeah, I don't think so, guys. So I think they might have to take 2 players in the first round. They might have to do it. They can get a first round pick next year somehow. They have 2 second round picks next year. I think one of them is the Saints, and obviously the other one is our own. So they got 2 second. They have 2 second round picks next year. Well, in 2024's draft. So easily they can move up in the first round if they want. They can make a jump for a player if they really want. You know what I mean? So I'm okay with 2 second rounders in 24 if they don't have a first round pick in 24. Or they have 1 first rounder in 24. They have 1 first rounder in 24, but 2 seconds. So it's great. You know, they can do whatever they want with it, but we'll see. Ron says, man, Chris Sims was really salty about Gardner losing those 2 games. Made a statement look real stupid, low key. That dude's face is just annoying. Dude, made that video on him the other day, man. He deserved it, man. He deserved it. And look how like he was playing the victim, that they were all attacking him. Like, why didn't they do this after the Cowboys game? Why? They waited a couple games. They waited until Hurts was coming back. They waited until Minshew was going to start one more game after that Cowboys game. If he lost, ESPN was going to bury him, and that's what they did. They totally buried him. Doug says, so with that being said, would you have wanted to draft Jalen Hurts later? Yeah, like all I'm saying is I want to draft Jalen Hurts later. Like the problem is that we had money in Carson Wentz. He was on a big contract, and drafting Hurts in the second round was just like, It was just like, now there's going to be a quarterback controversy. Like, I didn't know what was going to happen with Carson Wentz was going to happen. Like, that's the whole thing. I wasn't thinking about getting a quarterback whatsoever. But these weird things happen. So now it's like we got the cancer off this team, which is Carson Wentz, that is given everything on a silver platter to 2 other damn teams, 2 great rosters around him, a Colts roster that was very good around him with his favorite coach in Frank Reich, and then going to the Washington Commanders, which even had a better roster around, and through even coming back as a starter last week and threw 3 picks. This guy is a bum. He's a 1-year wonder, bro. He is one of the biggest downfalls in Philadelphia Eagles history. One of the biggest, I'd say in NFL history, one of the biggest downfalls of a player to a man. And when it comes to just him as a person, and he's just, I don't like it. He's a selfish prick. That's just what it is. I don't like that attitude. Darren Sproles opened his mouth. Like I said, last month, Darren Sproles said a lot last month. And with Kate Adams on NFL Network, he was like, he should listen to the coaches. You know, I had to talk with Carson after his injury, he was moping around all the Eagles players, and he was talking crap about how he should be the guy starting. He wasn't being a team player, and that really pissed me off, and it pissed Darren Sproles off, which I think there was a bigger altercation than what they're showing right now, because they made it seem like it was just a talk, but I highly doubt it. He was pissing off a lot of other players like Jordan Hicks. He was pissing off Darren Sproles. Oh, I should be out there. It should be me. That's what he was doing that whole time. Like, dude, and he's got a ring. I used to love that guy. I used to fight for that guy. Philly Girl says, Skip just tweeted the Giants are his favorite team. Shaking my head. This guy's such a fraud. 007 says, agree with Skip edition. JP says, damn, Joey. dude, I can make a book on why I hate Carson Wentz. Like, I can make a book on why I hate Carson Wentz. Like, I can as long as I can get it published, I'm good. I could probably make a lot of money on it. No joke. I can make a book on that. I'm not even kidding, bro. No, we can't lose this game, Bryce. No, we can't. That was a lost interest in Sills a month ago. Dude, I don't like that guy at all. I don't. Fred says, or surprised at the time, but offers some flaws in Wentz character. Samuel says, as an Eagles fan, I'm ashamed that Carson Wentz risked his life for us and we gave Foles a statue. Dude, you're a Cowboys fan. Why are you like you already blew your cover before? Like, what? And I honestly, if you were a real Eagles fan, I wouldn't even care, dude. Like, if you want to be upset, if an Eagles fan was actually, you're a Cowboys fan, but if you were an Eagles fan that said that, I wouldn't even care. Like, why? Like, I don't have to agree with that. Just like no one has to agree with me and why I don't like Jalen Hurts. And I'm wrong about, I mean, I don't like Jalen Hurts, or I didn't like Carson Wentz, whatever. I mean, I don't even care, dude. Look, I respect everybody's opinions, but I'm going to go with mine all the time. So, Digital Pronoun says, no, North Dakota Assassin tats across the belly. Oh, no. I'm not lifting up my shirt either, so that's not happening. Shook said, what the hell is the NFL going to do with this Bills ban? They've already canceled, dude. They canceled the game. So far, they canceled it. And now there's no home field advantage for the AFC now. So now they're making a neutral site for the AFC Championship game. So now the Chiefs are getting screwed and the NFC is being left alone. That's what I heard today. That's what I heard today. That's what I feel like. That's what's going to happen. We got a super chat from Les Grossman. Thank you so much, man. It says, I feel like if Green Bay gets a 7 seed and plays San Francisco first round, Green Bay wins and plays Philly. Aaron Rodgers got something to prove this year, man. It's going to come down to if he could throw on that defense. But Aaron Rodgers has a lot to prove. That team has come a long way from Aaron Rodgers having that offseason crap that was going on, and then obviously not having good chemistry with some of these, these young players that he's getting, losing your top wide receiver in Green Bay to the Raiders and Adams, and there's a lot that went on with that team this year. But look, things could happen. Playoffs is a clean slate, guys. Playoffs are a clean slate regardless. So the Eagles gotta get their crap together, man. They got to get their crap together. There's no doubt about it. No doubt. Nate says, are you and 500 working on getting the fan who FaceTime with Howie on Philly Shakedown? No, we're serious. No, it's actually not a joke. His name is, he was in the chat earlier today. I have him on Twitter, so I know who it is. No, we want to get him on the show. He actually FaceTime Howie. So what happened was he had the sign. He was the one that put up that sign that said about Howie Roseman, you're forgiven. And that's when Howie Roseman went. He's the one that made that sign and was holding that sign. So we're trying to get something together. So it blew up so much. Howie Roseman and I think his name is Phil, they FaceTimed each other. Phil took pictures, screenshots of the FaceTime with Howie Roseman. And it actually happened. Like, what did they talk about? And I wish we could actually get the full video on it. If he recorded it, probably not. But we want to get him on the show to talk to us about what he said and just in general. So that's what we pretty much want to do. It might happen. It might be the off season. It might be soon. So we're trying to get this going. Dank says Carson talking to Foles at the Super Bowl. This is me next year. Yeah, right. Thanks. I think the doctors, he's okay. Bryce says, well, let the Winston go. No, somebody asked me. The only time I talk about Wentz, someone asked me a question. That's all it is. I never bring this crap up. As a Cowboys clown fan, I don't know why the national media talks up my bums all year, so we have to blow all spectacular in the playoffs. Ross said, I bought in 100% to Wentz, once bitten, twice shy, but Hurts looked really good. His demeanor and work ethic is solid because he's already reading the field and his skills will improve. Yeah, and honestly, ever since the injury with Carson Wentz, and that injury, that LCL, ACL injury from 17 to 18, it lingered on to the 2018 season, which Nick Foles started again because Carson Wentz, on top of that injury, had a spinal injury. Then we were one catch away from going back to, I think the Eagles would have won the Super Bowl against that Patriots offense was horrible. That Patriots offense was horrible. That Rams-Patriots game was a horrible Super Bowl, obviously. The Rams weren't good. We would have beat them in the NFC Championship game, and the Patriots were just that bad. Alshon Jeffrey just missed one catch. That was it, right through his hands. Digital pronounces Brady and Rodgers against this zone the last 2 weeks would kill me. I know, dude. It's not going to be good. You got to play man-to-man all game. You got to do it. Digital Browns, I'd have a mental breakdown. I totally agree. It says grab your wings before playoffs. They sell out fast. Dude, I will grab wings. He says, man, can you imagine a Super Bowl against Big Red? That would be so memorable. Yeah, and I hope in a positive way. HP says, and Carson rushed to play before the team. Yeah, and that's another thing he did. That's another thing he did. He rushed back. Every time, like, even when Jalen Hurts got a snap, he'd go back on the field like, oh, no, I can't have this guy go back on the field ever again. Like, you had Taylor Heineke that won 5 out of 8 games since he started, and, like, they benched Heineke last week. Like, why? Like, what? Like the Commanders can release Carson Wentz this summer and they won't lose any dead money from it. Like, they can just release him and they're out of the contract. So they don't have to trade him. Like, that's it. It's done. Cole said Wentz is that lower cousin your family never talks about. They said Jalen Hurts scares me with how good he'll be. That's facts, 007. That is facts. Phil McCracken. I don't know if you're saying that truly or is that like a joke? His name is Phil. I don't know. Thanks. I was on the phone during the Pats-Rams game, and they told us the halftime score was 3-3. I was shocked. So then he says 4 guys with 10-plus sacks and a dude who got 18 last year waiting in the locker. We will see. Wayne HP said, good thing we got a first for Wentz, right? God. It's like, why are you making all these videos about Wentz? I'm like, because I need to see how many snaps he plays every game so we get that first-round pick. Like, people were like, why are you obsessed with Carson Wentz? I'm like, dude, I'm making videos on Wentz because we have their second-round conditional pick. Like, if he plays over 50, 70, whatever, how many snaps, 70% of the snaps or 8, whatever it was, we get the first-round pick. That's the only reason why I was making those videos. People were like, why are you so obsessed, man? I'm like, oh, my God, these people don't understand sometimes. That's just the way it is. I did see somewhere that Sentence plays 17 games. He would get on a bonus and pay, and they won't want to pay him. Also, he totally gone next year. Expectations for Covey going forward. I mean, really, just getting better. I mean, I think when he has better blocking, he plays a lot better. I mean, he ran. You see them run to that pile. He went to test. What is his name? What does Philly call him? He calls him a test dummy Covey or something. I forgot. Because he got laced. He got laced against the Saints last week. So, they're not really high. They're really not. I mean, if the blocking's good and he actually plays better, which there was some high play from him, early, after the loss to Washington. I think they started to change things a little bit and they started to play a little bit better, or earlier than that, I should say. I think it was after the Green Bay game when they wanted to make changes to special teams and be better. So crash test dummy. Yeah, I forgot. Crash test Covey. That's his name. Crash test Covey. That shit is funny. So yeah. So I don't know, man. Not much. I mean, I would love to see what Devon Allen, Devin Allen would have done this year, but they never brought him up one time to the active roster. So really, I think he's in competition next year. We see what he does in preseason. He has another offseason with the Eagles and just see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. So Bain says, Joey, how worried are you about Lane Johnson? I'm not worried, but we have to win this game. If we don't win this game Sunday, he's not going to play the first game. If we win Sunday and get the first round bye and get that week off, Lane Johnson will be back for the first playoff game for the divisional round. Skid Marks, what's going on, dude? He says, how many sacks would Eagles have if they would have blitzed more? Well, yeah, that's what JG said today. No crap. So if you put Hassan Reddick on less on pass coverage, he would have had over 20-something sacks? Really? We were seeing this. Like, why do fans have more common sense than these coaches? Like, we got Hassan Reddick. We just signed him to free agency. I can't wait to put him in pass coverage. Like, who says that? I mean, he didn't say that, but you know what I mean. I'm being sarcastic, but that's what it seemed like. I mean, that's what it seemed like. Just saying. Jay said, I think we should start Boston Scott as punt return. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I mean, I wouldn't mind it, but HP says that Wentz trade turned into Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, Jordan Davis, and Saints pick. Yeah, that is true. That's the third rounder we got from. So the third rounder, we had a conditional, we had a first rounder and a third rounder from that trade. That third round pick was used to move up to the Cowboys. We gave that to the Cowboys to get Devontae Smith. So that trade, that Carson Wentz trade actually helped us. It actually helped us get Devontae Smith. It did. And Jordan Davis, right? Or whatever it was. Though said JG and Reddick would have more. Duh. Yeah, really? Like, really? Ridge said in the playoff key situations, Covey or Devontae Smith returning a punt. I don't know. No, you're not doing that. You're not. Devontae Smith, I don't want him near at special teams. Like, all it takes for him is get a bad hit. Even if he puts up fair catch, man, these guys are taking bad hits. Not risking it. Especially when he puts them in coverage against the Vikings. Taking my head, only touchdown they score. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Dang says Eagles play the lowest seed depending on who wins the wild card games. Yeah, that is true. Slayer says, Joey, I heard that Lane Johnson going to take injections. They dull the pain drastically for 3 weeks. Week 4, it starts to wear off, and week 5 and 6, it's painful. Well, I'm not worried about that because by the time the pain wears off or how that works, he won't. The problem is, like, he might. The problem is, I don't want him to damage his body. It's another thing, man. Like, you don't. Like, I hate guys that play with injuries like this because it's really detrimental to your health. And we won't see him probably for a whole, we won't see him through OTAs. We're probably going to wait longer than that to see him by training camp, maybe not even that time, by the time he gets surgery after the season's over. So if they're going to put injections in him, he'll feel probably a little tiny bit of pain, but not as much, and he could deal with it, then great. All I'm worried about is, can Lane Johnson get out of a playoff game he's technically not going to be healthy after every game. He's not healthy at all. But can he get out of a playoff game and continue on to another game? Can he sustain after one game? It's a lot of That's a lot of big beating he's going to have to take. So we'll find out. Matthew, what's up, dude? What's going on, man? Losing our lead got me stressing. Just want to get to Sunday and hope they're ready to go. I just want to win this game Sunday and get this over with. I don't care if it's a pretty ugly. I don't care what it looks like. Of course, I'll discuss what's bad or good about the game, but I don't care if it's a pretty loss, a pretty win, or an ugly loss. I don't care what it is. Just win the game. I mean, an ugly win. Sorry. What am I talking about? The Astros says, will the Eagles treat this game like a playoff game? Yes. This is a playoff game this week. The players, Kelsey was pissed after the Saints game. Fletcher Cox was pissed. Oh, they were all pissed off. If you're not pissed off after a couple weeks, now Jalen Hurts coming back, like, all right, we're like, look at Jalen Hurts in the sideline of that Saints game and just how, like, he was just like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm watching this. I'm not on the field right now. I can't wait to get in there and get this team to the top. That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. It is crazy, bro. Oh, I forgot to put this money back in my wallet. But it's going to be on this coaching staff, man. It's going to be all on this coaching staff. You guys want to see something funny since we're like near the end of the stream? You want to see like some high school pictures? Here, this was me in 6th grade. Can you see this? That was me in 6th grade. Yeah. This was me in 9th grade. Shaved head, bro. Shaved head. This was me. I think this was me in junior year, I think. I used to love shaving my head for football games all the time. All the time. Like this is a zero right now. Like this is a zero. I did this like a couple weeks ago, but I used to shave my head. I don't do that anymore. No, I'm good. I'm yeah, sorry. My mic was off. My bad. My bad. I think I saw you on Scare Straight, Joey. What the fuck? Carlton says if the Eagles play Bills in the Super Bowl, they will beat the Bills. That'll be 0-5 against the. Yeah, no, I think they have a better chance against the Bills, to be honest with you. I think Josh Allen has really, with pressure on him, has made mistakes. I think Josh Allen has made a lot of mistakes this year. He's thrown some picks this year off the back foot, too. So I feel a lot better against going against Josh Allen than Mahomes. That's just me. Have you ever did? I had friends that did Mohawks. I never did a Mohawk. I never. My mother would have killed me, so I didn't do one. Actually, no, not my mother. My father actually. Father didn't. John says you could tell AJ is only in Philly for Hurts. It's not even just that. Like he's roped into a contract regardless. But yeah, dude, like look how good they are together though. This quarterback has really gotten him over 1,400 yards this year. I mean, just crazy. I mean, Minshew had some good throws to him, but I mean, obviously the only touchdown from last week. But Smeagol says, do you think tomorrow we'll know what they will do with Hurts? No, probably not till Saturday, dude. We're not going to find out this Jalen Hurts thing until Saturday. That's just the truth. Mr. Lowe says, if we don't get Lane back, what percentage chance you give us to win the title? I mean, we'll get Lane Johnson back. Like, we'll get him back. If we don't get the first seed, he's not going to be here for the first week. We don't get the first seed, we're going to get him the second week of the playoffs. Who that dude says, Joey, I will give you Honey Badger for CD Deuce back. No, dude. No. Why? Has Honey Badger been like a complete meltdown? I honestly haven't been following the Saints that much besides like of them winning or losing. Like, how has Honey Badger played this year for the Saints? Because I actually forgot when we were playing the Saints, like I actually forgot like he was on the team until I saw him. I was like, oh, damn, there he is. Like, how is he actually playing? Brian says, which one of these coaches will be gone next season, Shane or Gannon? Both gone. Drip guys, the Shake Squad. What's going on, dude? Rail says, skip Jinx Cowboys with those Hamlin comments. John says, is CD Deuce back this week? He's practicing this week. He's practicing fine, but I don't think he's going to be active Sunday. I don't think Maddox will be back this week. Sweat won't be back this week. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson won't be back this week. They got to survive one more week. But at least our defense did it without them. Our defense has worked without them. So I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not even worried about it too much, but we'll see. When HP says, it's funny the Saints Commanders play dreams and nightmares after they beat us and still don't make the playoffs. Yeah, it's funny, dude. Joey, do you think the NFL wants the Raiders to take a dive versus the Chiefs so the Chiefs will get the first seed? Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Who that deuce is better down stretch, new defense Blues. Yeah, maybe just a new team, new defense, taking time to get used to. What's going on, Bad Monkey? Jeff said could possibly start Minshew and put Hurts in necessary. I would hate for Hurts to get injured playing it. Well, dude, like he's got to play sometime. I bet you 2 weeks down the road, you're going to be like, well, I don't want Hurts to get hurt. Like he's got to play like within the next couple of weeks, regardless. Like they just got to stop running with him too much and we'll be fine. You know what I mean? I don't know how much that shoulder could take. I don't know. He actually had light contact today at practice. He was doing what's it called? God, it's too late at night. I got a brain fart. They were doing ball security drills with him today. So you could say that about anybody getting hurt. Any one of these players that starts on the field Sunday can get hurt. But you got no choice. The Eagles put themselves in their own position. So, you know what I mean? We got a super chat from Samuel Roseke, Dark Skin Watch Burner account. Says, all fun and games, big guy. I actually like your channel. I appreciate it, man. I don't mind trolls coming in here, Cowboy fans coming in here. I got no issue with it. Because really after this week, Eagles and Cowboys have to focus on their own crap when it comes to the playoffs, man. That's going to be the most important thing. But I do appreciate it very much, man. I don't take it seriously. It's trolling. It's football at the end of the day. That's it. That's it. But we have been streaming for 2 hours and 35 minutes. Damn. It has been a long stream today, and I don't mind it. I miss these long late nights. I love late night streams, 11 o'clock at night. Love them. I think they're the best. But once we get to free agency, our free agency live streams, once free agency starts, those streams will be 11, 12, probably in the morning to afternoon. So those streams will be very early in the day as well. So if you guys haven't hit the link in the live chat, those are for the memberships. We already have videos out in the memberships I am doing a brand new setup for my computer. This whole thing is getting ripped out and thrown out. I got a brand new setup coming. There are videos out on that. I'll be doing, obviously, once the draft comes, once the season's over, I'll be doing draft highlight reactions on the membership. So get your membership, first tier, $2 a month, just to watch all that stuff that I can't put on YouTube for copyright claiming. So do appreciate that so much. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't subscribed. Thank you so much. Like the stream if you guys haven't. It's been fantastic, man. It's been a really good stream tonight. I had a lot of fun. Obviously, a lot to talk about. We try to do these streams once a week. I should do 2 a week or something like that. I try to fit more in. Obviously, when the offseason comes, I'll be streaming a lot, plus videos. But since the season's still here, it's going to be 1 stream a week, probably. We'll have the Philly Shakedown, obviously, Friday, Saturday? We'll have the Philly Shakedown on Saturday night, same as usual on both channels. And we'll be ready to go. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I want to thank everybody that's still in here. We got John, we got Who Dat Dude, Richie, Rylan, Bad Monkey, Jesse Vargas, all you guys, Carlton, Samuel, Giants Mafia, all you guys. I appreciate everybody that's supporting, everybody that's coming in, just talking about the game, giving your insight on obviously the NFL rules and as all this is going on, but we'll see. We'll see. So you guys have a fantastic day. We'll see you on the next one. We'll have a video out. I don't know what's going on tomorrow. I'll have a video out tomorrow sometime, probably 2, 3 in the afternoon. I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be an early morning video at 4 in the morning like there usually is tomorrow. Might be a later video tomorrow. So definitely we'll keep checking up on that and all that great stuff. So you guys have a fantastic night, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Shake Squad up, follow slide. Peace out, guys. Peace. Love you all. See you guys later.